We're live for the MLB Draft. Here we go. What, Mom? I don't want it. All right, guys, I'm back. We're doing a stream today on MLB Draft.
Welcome, Adrian, to this stage, and congrats. We'll find out next.
Guardians are on the clock.
Commissioner's about to come out. The Guardians have made their selection.
All right, here we go.
Will it be Travis Bazzana? Rob Manfred with the number one overall pick of this
Here we go.
2024 Major League Baseball Draft. With the first pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Cleveland Guardians select Travis Bazzana.
Travis Bazzana, Guardians, second baseman from Oregon State University.
So it's Travis Bazzana, Oregon State. Australia.
There we go, from Australia.
This is the reaction that the family and Bazzana would give when his name was announced by the Guardians. Outstanding hitter who's married to the metrics and getting better and better.
Makes presentations to his team about what pitches they should be swinging at, how often they should be swinging. He is plus runner, above average defender at second base, above average hit tool, plus pitch selection, plus power. Might be able to hit 25 or 30 while playing second, stealing some back, contributing in all phases. He's well-rounded with the power and patience of the cell.
He joins Anthony Rutschman, of course, having a phenomenal season and a phenomenal career with the Orioles as the number one overall picks out of Oregon State. So that's two number one picks in 5 years.
Yeah, Nick Travis Bazzana to me was always going to be this pick. There was some poker being played, I think, by the Guardians, but we felt like he was number one for good reason. We're going to show this for two reasons. Number one, watch him stay inside this ball and keep it fair. Number two, watch the joy and excitement once he realized that this ball literally faded back inside the foul pole. This is what you're getting.
Here we go, Travis Bazzana, pick number 1. Here we go.
He's that kind of ball player. This year's a big jump in power from 11.
On being the number one. Travis, I'm not sure he can hear me, but we'll get back to him and fix that. Not only the strikeout to walk ratio, you mentioned the idea that if you're his roommate, your OPS goes up 200 points because he seems to have this unique ability to understand what the pitcher is trying to do to the hitter. And Ryan Rowland Smith, another Australian guy.
Way I would give you is Bazzana is maybe the most polished hitter in this draft. He might be in the big leagues next year. And also for the fans at home, what sort of pick did they make here?
Might be in the big leagues next year. Reds are on the clock.
This is doing the right thing, taking the best player, paying what you got to pay him, and then getting a big leaguer next season. Cleveland made the right call.
Quickly, biggest challenge for a hitter who had great success in college to emulate the success in the major leagues.
I think it's the velocity. You know, you can get back to what we showed the stat. He hit 4 home runs on 94 plus. He's proven he can hit velocity, but to see it every single day, I think that'll be the biggest jump for him.
All right, so we've had the Guardians. We stay in the Rust Belt. Now it's the Cincinnati Reds. Their pick is in, and the commissioner, Rob Manfred, is making his way to the podium.
Here we go.
Does it stay with the college hitters? Do they go pitcher? Do they go high schooler? With the second pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Cincinnati Reds select Chase Burns.
Chase Burns. Let's go, right-hand pitcher, Wake Forest.
The Colorado Rockies had the next pick. Well, this is interesting. Obviously, Bazzana was perceived by many to be the number one. Visually, this guy matches up with anybody, including Skeens, given his size, his fastball velocity, and his ability to swing the baseball.
Yeah, big righty.
Wow, second pick. Pick Chase Burns, number 2.
think a lot of teams see the developmental elements here. He has 4 pitches. There's a curveball and a changeup that look like above average pitches. You can turn this guy into an ace. It'll take a couple years, but he's got a chance to be that kind of guy.
6'3", 210.
He threw 100 innings. He struck out
Well, 10-1, 270 ERA, and 191 strikeouts, 30 base on ball in 2024. He's from Italy, 2 international guys, but they played in college, so he transferred from Tennessee at point.
Now he's a starter. This changed too, where he was on the rubber. Last year more in the middle. This year, one thing that they did at Wake Forest and Corner Moscato saw this early was just moving to the right side. Kind of talking about the fastball, it averaged about 98 miles an hour the entire year. It's been up to 101.
101, wow.
Consistent, honestly, all
100 plus strikeouts, 3 assists. He had career 3.21 ERA, 408 strikeouts in 3 years. 3 years, that's really good. You get 500 in 3 years, too.
It's truly different from what the slider is, and he's got a real change. It's 4 different pitches when Burns gets into the big leagues, and ultimately 2 of them are.
So the Reds picked Chase Burns.
The other 2 have a chance to
Who's
get there.
next?
Maybe it's surprising he goes.
Colorado's next, then Oakland. We're 9 picks away.
Both of those 2 starts, he looked like a big league starter that day.
You know, you look at the only knock of the team he's going to have to develop at the minor league is against lefties. It's the only thing. He's got that swing and miss. It's elite. The changeup has to develop. Once he gets that pitch going with more consistency, this kid together with Hunter Green with the Cincinnati Reds, Abbott, watch out. It's a really good combination. It's hard to sign pitchers in Cincinnati. You have to draft them there with Great American Ballpark. So I think this is a really good pick for the Queen City.
And a lot of folks looked at the Rockies and thought they would then maybe draft Burns or Smith, a pitcher in Colorado. So Burns is off the board. The RPM, the spin rate, which we talk a lot about, is about 300 RPMs higher than the major league average. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. They haven't really legislated out the ability to have some sick.
No high school kids, just 2 back-to-back college.
To the next level. Are you concerned at all about that?
No, I'm not concerned. And one of the biggest reasons is because of his understanding of what the arsenal is. So when he went to Wake Forest, they did change a few things. Listen, he had 2 great years at Tennessee, so let's not get away from that. But when he went to Wake Forest, one was understanding body movement to home plate. So ultimately, how do you keep that as linear as possible to keep that fastball doing exactly what he wants to do? And 2 was a separation between the slider and the curveball. We talk a ton about the slider, and it's a big-time pitch. So is the curveball. The shape is different. The velocity is different. The use is different. And as he gets into pro ball, I think that even becomes more of a differentiator.
I don't know where you had him in your mock draft, but it felt like this guy could go anywhere from 2 to 7.
Yeah, I the last mock I had him and Condon as 2 to 3 in some order. I had flipped. We'll see if Condon goes 3 and that holds up. But the perception was he could go anywhere from 2 to 6. He was in the conversation at 1, but he probably wasn't a realistic option. He was at the top of his range.
I love how organizations value different players.
Difference between a Paul Skeens outcome and a Jack Leiter outcome is, does he command all 4 and make those adjustments? Then he's more toward the Skeens area. Is he commanding one pitch, hot and cold? Maybe the velo slips a little bit. Then he's more the Jack Leiter route.
Commissioner, in about 30 seconds. Classic, because you got the Great American Small Park in Cincinnati and Colorado. And where would you rather pitch?
I'll take Cincinnati.
Yeah, well, I knew where you were going to go. I do think one thing about Burns is if you look at his career.
We're waiting for the next pick.
That's what he
Number 3.
Digit home runs in all 3 years. And so that's one thing that we'll need to get a little bit better in Pro Bowl.
All right. So the Rockies, they're out on Burns. The commissioner, Manfred, is set to announce who Colorado will select with the 3rd pick in the draft.
The Rockies select.
With the 3rd pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Colorado Rockies select Charlie Condon.
Charlie Condon,
From the University of Georgia.
University of Georgia, 3rd base.
The next pick.
He won the Dick Hauser Trophy, College
Age
Baseball's
21.
National Player of the Year, the Golden Spikes Award as the top amateur player, 37 home runs and OPS over 1565. He wasn't on anyone's radar coming out of high school, and now he's the 3rd pick in the draft.
Well, look at this one in context.
He's 6'6", 216, bats right, throws right.
Taken 3rd overall. He wanted Chris Bryant. He did not get Chris Bryant. He went 2nd. Colorado took John Gray. Pretty good pick. He then gave Chris Bryant $180 $82 million in 2022. Charlie Condon, the comp, is Chris Bryant. Bill Schmidt loves this kind of player. He got
So Charlie Condon at number 3.
Fits their style to a T.
Yeah, I like the Chris Bryant comp. I like the Alec Bohm comp. It's a long athlete that knows how to hit the ball in the air. Charlie Condon's been doing that since the second he came on campus at Georgia. The other thing I think you see as he's celebrating here with his family, the other thing I think about Condon that's really neat, similar Langford, not exactly similar players, but similar Langford. There's a blue-collar nature and humility about him for a kid that had the red shirt. So here's an at-bat. I want to show you who Charlie Condon is. First pitch, he's cheating to a heater. He swings a miss his slider. Second pitch, he gets a slider away. He's ticked at the umpire on a ball that was outside his fall string. He regathers himself. He's still
He
yelling.
leads Division 37 home runs, 443 batting average.
So far, we can't see the ball land on TV. Like, don't try to find it. I'm not certain that we could ever see it land. This is who Charlie Condon is. He can get to a fastball in any part of the zone in any count. Here's a fastball down the way. Look at him getting to his right knee. For a big man, he can get into his right knee and get below the baseball on a breaking ball down and away. So if you look at the amount of balls he's hit in the air, and here's another here. That's Derek Smith on the mound.
Third player in all-time lead Division I in home runs and batting in the same season.
Do not throw this man a fastball. But he learned how that elevates a breaking ball this year, too. And we're going to take a look at one of the most unique, high-profile players ever. He played 5 positions this year. You don't ever see that with superstar players.
Wow, he played 5 positions.
Straight walk-on at Georgia. Not a preferred walk-on, just a walk-on to your blue-collar mentality.
Yeah, it's not like the parents went to Georgia, right? Dad ended up going to Auburn, mom's a Vandy person, so Dad can be a Tiger after this. But one thing that he was quoted as saying, earn the pitch, earn the opportunity.
Look at the hot zone here. That looks like some monster from Stranger Things. It's just attacking the entire strike zone. And let's go back. We said this earlier. Langford played like 3 games as a freshman and was in the big leagues 2 years later. This guy couldn't play for Georgia. Not that good when he was a freshman.
Not a game his freshman year.
He sure did. And now he's going bananas through the SEC. And is a guy that you can check out these metrics. This looks like a guy that should belong in the big leagues. He also has his own little strike zone. Some of his chase rate that we've seen is a little up and in. He moves the strike zone toward and stays away from his outer pitch. And Berkeley show he can still.
So we got 55 hit grade, the future 65 power, 40.
All right, let's try one more time to welcome in Travis Bazzana. He is in Oregon. Our communications didn't work the first time. Hopefully they're working a little better now. There's a smile and a deep breath. Congratulations. What does being the number 1 overall pick mean to you, Travis?
It means a lot. It's hard to put into words, but it means everything. I think that, I'm just stoked and I'm really happy to be with the people I am with you right now.
I know how important this is, not only for
Thank you for 2 people on the
but for
stream.
Australia. Why don't you share with us what your goals are with regards to not only your own career in baseball, but baseball in Australia?
Yeah, I see a lot of opportunity, and I see an opportunity to make an impact on a lot of baseball players and a lot of just people back home in Australia, and hopefully change the narrative for baseball. I think the baseball classics and Olympics are something that I want to see on the cards and hopefully really compete there. But just give the gift to the players back home to go do great things in the US and pursue a major league dream, and hopefully this is a step towards that.
Wonderful. I can tell you got a phenomenal support group behind you. Congratulations to you and all the people that have helped you along this journey.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. He's going to an incredible organization. He clearly comes from an incredible family and background. And from Australia, next stop, minor leagues, not a long stop. That's Chili's in Cleveland.
How about this? 2019, when he was 16 years old, came out with his all world baseball class.
With the 4th pick of the 2024
Oakland
MLB
picks.
Draft, the Oakland Athletics select Nick Kurtz, a
Nick
first
Kurtz,
baseman from
First
Wake
baseman
Forest.
from Wake
The
Forest.
Chicago White Sox have the next pick.
Well, there's another guy originally recruited out of high school, the Baylor School of Chattanooga, as a pitcher. He was a little down this year because of injury, but we saw him last year. He is a legit left-handed hitter.
I ran into him by accident in high school going to see Cooper Kinney, his teammate that went the first round. This guy had a rocket his first time up. I go, who's that guy? The scouts are like, I want $1 million. It's not worth it. I was like, I don't know, maybe that's really hard. And then he just went bananas for 3 years at Wake Forest. If it works out, the best case scenario, this is an Anthony Rizzo type talent.
You know, one thing about Nick Kurtz this season, you see the numbers right
8
there.
picks to the Red Sox.
That he has at the plate. Nick Kurtz, since he's got it to Wake Forest.
We'll see the Red Sox pick at number 1 tonight.
You see the 6'5" frame stands tall at the plate. Hands are tucked in, and that's something that maybe in pro ball he's going to have to make a little bit of an adjustment. But in the collegiate level, he was hitting everything in opposite field with power. If you throw something soft enough, he was going to drive it to a full side straight.
78 walks, most in Division One.
Was legit. In a ballpark, a ballpark
2 Wake Forest players, Chase Burns and Nick Kurtz.
He stayed true to his swing. Nick Kurtz, this could and will translate
One
to the
Oregon
next
State,
level.
one
Late
Georgia.
March until April, about the second.
189 hits in the script, 189 walks.
Yeah, he did a lot of his work in a couple weeks. And he's dealt with some injuries. This again, it could have been one more to start the year. I think it's a great thing for the A's. It's a very modern hitter. He walks a ton. He's going to strike
Wake
out.
Forest
But he hits the
demon
ball in the
selection,
air
number
70% of
B.
the time.
Chase Burns at 2, Oakland A's.
With the number 2 and the number 4.
Chicago,
pick.
can't wait to see that pick, and
Super
Kansas
King's going
City.
to go in the top 20 picks as well. But Nick Kurtz is going
So this is the 4. Hopefully they go 10 picks of our top
It's
high
Coach
school
Tom
player.
Walter said he's the best hitter I've ever coached. Walter's been around for a while. He's coached some. So Nick Kurtz now going to the Oakland A's. Bring Yes in on this. No, I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say.
Thank you for last year. You're welcome.
Beyond the thing that he had this year, there are some questions about his defensive abilities. How much does he have to grow in that side of the ball?
I think he's more athletic than people give him credit for. I think he's 6 at first, but he's rangy. I think your hands are there. Like Cags, though, I would leave him alone at first. I think he's a better athlete, though, than people give him credit.
I think he's got a chance to be a really good first base by the time it's done. I mean, the moves over there are right. He looks comfortable at first base. That's, I think, where he wants to play for the most part. That matters.
How much different is he than Caglione then?
He's safer.
Yeah, maybe. Everybody keeps saying the safer thing with Caglione. And for me, the safer is built around Chase. Is that fair? Like, is
Well,
that
that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a 14% chase to a 37% chase.
Can I add something here?
But the damage, it would still be in Caglione's favor.
The development phase of the minor leagues. Guys, these guys are not going to go straight to the big leagues. It's a development phase. Cagley had last year, right? Struck out over 55 times. Not exact number, but this year he struck out in the 20s. He made an adjustment. These players will make an adjustment. Plus, they'll play more games, and I think that is a tell when it comes to an organization.
I'll tell you the other thing, dude. I mean, listen, Nick Kurtz is a heck of a hitter, and I'd be very happy to get him. So this is not a Nick Kurtz knock. But when it comes to Caglione, nobody pitched to him. Like he didn't see a whole lot, and so ultimately, I think it's natural that you get a little bit jumpy at the plate. You just want to swing a little bit. I'm not saying that accounts for everything. It definitely doesn't.
But you asked why? Why? I think Oakland.
I'll be right back, guys.
But
That's
it
fair.
would be scary to have passed up at Cags on this pick.
Four so far have passed on a guy that may have the best pitch that we've ever seen in college.
Right.
Couple relevant things here. I think the 3 most polished, quickest moving hitters in the draft went in the first 4 picks. They were the first 3 hitters. It's also important to mention that 10, 15 years ago, drafts were run by scouting directors. Now they're run by GMs. GMs are thinking about trade value. Who's going to be here before my contract ends? Who all 30 teams want to trade for? Who's not going to have a hiccup and maybe be in the big leagues next year? We don't know if that's Cags or not, but it's more likely to be Kurtz, whereas Cags might hit 50.
Right.
He also might be worse than the Kurtz. And Kurtz will probably hit 25 or 30. Still a very good player.
So Pizzana, Burns, Condon, Nick Kurtz, the 4 that we're taking. Still waiting to hear Hagen Smith's name, Jack Caglione's name, and others. And it's the Chicago White Sox. It is amazing how your draft board, you need to have a whole bunch of options. Yeah. But boy, it can blow up on you quick if you were dead set on one guy. That goes away. The White Sox pick is in. We'll send it to the podium of the commissioner.
With the 5th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft,
The Chicago White
That's
Sox
awesome.
select Hagen Smith.
Hagen
the
Smith.
left-handed
Let's
pitcher
go.
From the University of Arkansas. The
Hagen
Kansas
Smith.
City Royals have the next pick.
The record-breaking strikeout per 9 number for Hagen Smith, just a tick ahead of Chase Burns.
Hagen Smith, second pitcher, Arkansas, 6'3", 225.
Is there any comp between that guy?
It's hard to comp anyone to Chris Sale, but the chatter in the weeks leading up to the draft that the White Sox and the Royals were looking at Hagen Smith to do a Brandon Finnegan, or more likely, if we're looking on the optimistic side for the White Sox, a Chris Sale, Grant Crochet, get him to the big leagues as a reliever, and then transition him to starter later, and find that he might be good at both of them.
And that could happen quickly. I mean, the Royals, have been in the playoffs, or have the chance to be in the playoffs.
I mean, listen, the best thing about Hagen Smith is his fastball slider is, I mean, one of the best.
That's probably happy. You got 360 career strikeout, school record.
Most challenging thing if you're a team right now.
See that?
is
99.
those two
She went to the Red Sox, but
big league ready right now.
it's okay, Red Sox.
96 miles an hour.
I do like the White Sox. I do like the Reds. In the Rockies. Oakland, I don't really like.
Strike zone different than Burns than it has. Hagen Smith doesn't throw quite as many strikes. You can see the difference. That slider and then the fastball, it doesn't have like otherworldly spin on it. But his ability to know where to throw and how to use it, he does get a lot of chase on the fly. I think you see it kind of like you dive into this because we were talking about it the other day. It shows you where the stuff is.
Yeah, imagine you got a pencil in your hand. You want to draw a circle that gets 90% of the blue in it and one that gets 90% of the green in it. They're really big circles. Now in college, we know this works. In Double A, they're going to chase all those sliders in the dirt. Can he be more precise when he needs to? We had a conversation with Cat. Can he adjust his shape when he's forced to? He demolished college baseball. He's just going to keep working. Will he have to make an adjustment? Will he be able to? The other one is to throw on the change up a little bit of a split. Doesn't throw it a ton, doesn't have a great feel for it. It's maybe the White Sox may be the team that makes him throw it 30-40% of the time to make sure he's got it. Then get him to the big leagues and you know he has it in his back pocket when he's facing a real hit.
I'll tell you this, I chase. And the reason why I chase it is because it's a low 3/4 slot that you don't see a lot of. It's short arm and there's a lot of deception there. And all of a sudden that ball is on you. He has a lot of swing and miss on the top part of the zone. And that when you start looking up there and you see that slider go to your back foot, you start getting those awful swings. I would have been one of those guys getting that awful swing. This guy's absolutely nasty, and it's probably the first pitcher to get to the big leagues.
He's a couple interesting things. He's the youngest pitcher in this class from the college pitchers. Not even 21 years old yet. He's also already had Tommy John. Yeah, his last 19. So maybe some of the a plus and a minus on his profile is that because I'm with Kylie. If I'm drafting Hagen Smith, you're going to the minor leagues, you have to throw 25 changeups again. I don't care what count, what side of the plate the hitter's on. If he gets a changeup, he will be in the top third of a major league rotation. I have no doubt about it. All right, let's bring Jeff Fasson in, Jeff.
Carl, at the top of this show, we talked about how the Major League Baseball draft and Major League Baseball this season are intertwined. When you look at what the Chicago White Sox just did in picking Hagen Smith, there is a chance that they're going to trade both Garrett Crochet and Eric Petty, two of their starting pitchers in their Major League rotation right now, and they will be looking to get Major League bats or high prospect bats in return. By adding Hagen Smith to a minor league group that includes Noah Schultz and a number of other talented arms, what they're hoping to do is accelerate through the draft the process of bringing all these guys up together and having a young pitching core to go with those bats that they're going to get when they make those trades.
That's a great point.
What's interesting is Hagen Smith's path may be the same path that we saw with Garrett Crochet. I mean, one of the nice guys that Jeff was talking about right there, that's what they did. Big leagues reliever, turn him into a starter, gets better over the course of time. You can do that with Hagen Smith, and that's a path that Kyle and I were both making with him right now. It's not crazy to think that they want to push him into the big leagues as soon as they want.
They did that with Chris Sale as well.
High school guy, after the Tommy John surgery a couple of years later, 7 no-hitters, tying a Texas record. There have been 2 pitchers taken in the top 5 picks. Caglione may very well be next. I know he's going to be an outfielder, a first baseman, I should say, but he's another pitcher. Anything to glean from the way the first 5 have gone?
Yeah, I think everyone wants optionable starting pitching. That's why you see these guys move up the board. I think these GMs are making these picks to the point that Jeff made earlier.
We'll see if the well is dry, though, because we've lost Burns and we've lost Smith. What comes next? Come the hitters. The commissioner, the Kansas City Royals. Their pick is in, and he is set to announce the name.
With the sixth pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Kansas City Royals select Jack Caglione, a two-way player
Jack
from the University
Caglione.
of Florida.
Two-way player
The
from the
St. Louis
University of Florida.
Cardinals.
Well, they have the most exciting young player in baseball, not named Gunnar Henderson and Bobby Witt Jr. It may not be long if it's bat and first base until we see this guy. And man, did he improve as a hitter this
650,
year. He was
250.
great last year.
Yeah, if you're a casual fan watching this, this is the guy you've heard of. You're wondering why he's not going to go first. If this works, it's left-handed Aaron Judge. That's what it could be. The question, which we're going to talk about a lot here, chase rate was close to 40%, depending on how you measure it. How quickly can he improve that? Is he going to be an outlier in power, an outlier in chase, and going to make the adjustment? Or is he going to be one of these guys that, like O'Neal Cruz, is the kind of guy that has unbelievable power, also chases them, it kind of moves the ceiling down some? If he's going to be a perennial all-star,
2 home runs, 4 RBIs.
He's going to be a very good guy that has some Joey Gallo seasons in him. That's the reason he's at this pick. Otherwise, he would have gone first without that question.
Yeah, I just don't see the Joey Gallo in this guy after the improvements that he did from last year to this year. And you see all the home runs, the slugging. But what impresses me is, let's start with the foundation. He's anchored down with those 19s. The leg strength also he has. He's got to develop from pitching, and he uses his legs so well in the top part of the body. Excellent. He hits balls to all parts of the ballpark. You go away, you go in, you bring the hands. He's made adjustments in big moments in the SEC. He continued to do it. Yes, he can pitch. Will he pitch? And the reason I have this in here, it's a big maybe. But if he does, I think it's going to.
Yeah, 453 ERA, 170 strikeouts in his
The
career.
offense is just going to accelerate, and Jack Caglione could be an improvement.
Yeah, so you said a left-handed Aaron Judge. How about we just go with Bryce Harper? That kind of dude factor, and I'm telling you, like, this dude's going to sell jerseys. He could be one of the most famous players in the world. He's hit the highest homer. He's hit the farthest homer. He's hit the fastest homer that we've seen in college baseball. He hit 430. He had 104 hits. He had a 30-game hit streak. He had a 9-game homer streak. And he's hit 30 home runs back-to-back seasons. Nobody in the history of the Southeastern Conference has ever done it. All that said, he does swing a lot of pitches. And the only concern is, when the stuff gets better, does it turn into too much swing and miss? I don't think it does, because his contact rate is actually off the charts. And that's why I say Bryce Harper way more than I would say Joey Gallo.
Yeah, I don't think it's Joey Gallo.
Yeah.
I think the bull case here is he cut his strikeout rate in half and didn't have to address the chase. The thing that teams have said to me
Pittsburgh's
is,
number 9.
when we draft him, we're going to throw him in the deep end of the pool, high AA immediately, make him make the adjustment, and if he does it, he'll be in the big leagues in a year. And if he doesn't, then it'll take 2 or 3 years to be like a normal path. He might be a normal guy with a lot of power. You can see from that graphic that he's put up, there's a lot of chases in all areas. Can he just reduce the whole thing a little bit? Is that the question? We'll see.
Yeah, Jack Caglione's never going to be a normal guy in this league. I'm telling you this right now.
But what he should be is a two-way player. I mean, he has the ability, and in speaking with some other former executives, you get into an organization, do you even begin to just wonder on a backfield whether it's anxiety or inability to should we just sort of try just to see? I think your best you throw 98 from the left side.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look like most other people. I mean, Andy just talked about it in the box, and the stuff doesn't look like most other people's stuff. So is he drafted as a pitcher? No. He's drafted because of the bat. However, he can pitch. The slider's got to come on. That's the one. The changeup was really elite this year. I mean, he had a huge jump with his changeup. There were a lot more right-handers than left-handers. But, man, that fastball can still run up there. This was in regionals, where he was still pushing it up to that 97 fastball velocity. Dipped his last 2 starts of the year, but we've seen him as high as 99. I'm not saying he's drafted here because of the pitchability component, but it's not a bad thing to fall back on. I mean, right now, you're on the Royals, pretty good year to pick
I
seven.
like the back pocket idea. I also think it's going to be fascinating the next few years. Oakland takes Nick Kurtz. Kansas City now takes Caglione. I mean, there you go. You made your choice. They're tied.
And I think it's also really cool Kansas City has the chance to do the most exciting play.
100%.
I mean, that is a really
Thanks, guys, for tuning to the stream.
All right, speaking of Middle America, St. Louis on the clock. Rob Manfred's coming out with the pick. Pretty much the names that we talked about in our Baseball Tonight show have all gone off the board. And here he comes.
With the 7th pick
of the 2024 MLB Draft, the St. Louis Cardinals select J.J. Weatherholt, a shortstop from West Virginia University. The Los Angeles Angels have the next pick.
What a great minute for that guy. Out of West Virginia, as he told us on our Baseball Tonight show, I had one choice. It was West Virginia. He's West Virginia through and through. He's a Cowboy tonight, and he is soon to be a St. Louis Cardinal.
Yeah, I think the takeaway here is he's gotten better in shortstop than everybody thought. He was second or third base entering this season. Got a little better, shows a 55 arm. Here's the real thing for me is he's not the sort of, he's 5'10", he's not the most physical guy, he's not the tax, he doesn't have a 70-30 tool. He's literally above average at every single thing on the baseball field, which is very important. Sometimes these guys turn into Jose Ramirez, Tuve, Pedroia. Some of these guys use that like that. That's the sales pitch here. I think he's almost a sure big one.
Well, very cool moment, too, when you actually are physically in the building, and the building's got really very few seats in paying to sit in the standing ovation, and you get to walk through the crowd, put on that jersey and that cap, and welcome yourself to the next chapter of your baseball life. He's a good dog, too. And he will get
Almost at pick 12.
He showed that the savings at West Virginia when he was out on a recruiting trail. I got to have that guy because of his instincts. And then, as you said, he does everything just a little bit better than the average guy in every category.
We talked about a college-heavy draft. No high school players yet.
Exactly.
It's been a very college-heavy draft.
He didn't have Division II offers. He didn't have any other Division I offers. It's West Virginia. First man he sees is Xavier Scruggs. Go ahead, Eds.
JJ, I want to say congratulations first and foremost. What did it feel like when you heard all these fans here screaming for you getting drafted and being in the building?
Yeah, man, it was awesome. I just want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man, and it's an unbelievable experience. So I'm blessed to be here, and the fans cheer for me, so I'm just super excited.
Talk to us a little bit about the player that the St. Louis Cardinals are getting right now.
They're getting a baller, man. I can do it all. I can do a little bit of everything, and I'm a learner, so I'm super excited to see what the Cardinals can do to make me a better player, and I'm just excited to be a Cardinal.
I know the family's here tonight. Obviously, it's not just your hard work, but a lot of support system around you. What does it feel like to have the support system here and behind your back all season long and throughout your life?
Yes, sir. It's unbelievable, man. I wouldn't be the person that I am today without the people that were around me and surrounded me, and especially the staff at West Virginia who made me the player I am today. It's just all thank you to them.
And JJ, how are you celebrating tonight? How you gonna have a good time?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably walk around Fort Worth and Stockyards, hang around with the family, just get in the Texas vibe. I got it going on now, so we got to keep it going.
JJ, that's great, man. Congratulations. Go do your thing.
We got a little taste of J.J. Weather earlier in the day. That's a kid uncomfortable in his own stroke. He might not be the most scary hitter in the draft, but for my money, it's the prettiest swing. This dude's bat-to-ball move is as pretty as there is in this draft. Last year, he led the country in hitting. This year, got off to a slow start because of a hamstring injury, but still flashed big power and did this for the first time, which showed the ability to play shortstop. Had played second base his first 2 years on campus. This year, he gets a chance to prove he can play on the left side of the infield and showed the athleticism to do it. Last year, he stole 35 bases. It's a big-time run tool. Now, the concern about the hamstring is there because it happened last summer and again this year. But when he is right, he can run as well as anybody in this draft, and it shows up in games. You see the difference between last year and this year. I think the Cardinals are banking on they're getting the hitter from last year with the potential to play shortstop from this year.
Versatility is a huge thing at the major league level now. They love guys that can move around, whether it's shortstop, third base, second base. He said he does everything really well. He also has that ability not to strike out. His strikeout rate was like 10%, not a little less than that.
Crazy back to ball, struck out only 50, or excuse me, struck out, where is it only 82 times, walked 82 times in 3 years. So it's a dead even, only 82 times in 3 years.
Yeah, I just think it's really impressive that he played the first 2 years at second base, moved over to short, showed the athleticism, and now making the win in that combination. Whenever he gets to the big leagues, it's going to be a lead.
Yeah, and I love the confidence of all the guys that we have seen so far. Get some more from Jeff.
Yeah, well, you think about the numbers. Berkey just broke them down. That was the best offensive season in West Virginia history that he had in 23. He talked about that hamstring injury, but how cool is it that he's able to battle back to get that first-round pick?
J.J. Weatherholt.
J.J. Weatherholt's a special player.
First team All-American, pure hit tool, hits for power. As a program, you hope you get one of these every 20 years.
All right, let's start with JJ. You're Jonathan David. Where does JJ come from?
Yeah, so growing up, my grandma used to call me John John, and my family would too. But shout out to Pee Wee football. First day in Pittsburgh, we just moved. Coach asked my dad, "Hey, what's his name?" He said, "It's John John." I'm not calling him that. They started calling me JJ, and just stuck ever since.
You know, your grandma, it seems like she's got a ton of influence.
Yeah.
And you completely
Right.
comes from her. But her coming from that Korean background and growing up, her influence over you.
Yeah, she lived with us for a little bit, so that was always cool. But just learning about Korean culture and kind of like who I am, where she came from, what she had to go through to get here, and all that stuff. It was just really cool, and so it's definitely a part of me that I like to talk about, and I'm proud of.
Do you have the rare week off or 2 days off, and you get away from the baseball field? What's your go-to? What do you want to do?
Got to go on the golf course. Got to try to find a fishing spot. But the thing is you don't get much time off. So it's like when I get that time off, I want to go to a spot that I know I'm going to catch a fish.
Some good fishing stories.
That experience is probably the biggest bass I ever caught. I don't know, 9 years old. I got plenty of picture of it. Remember, it was pouring rain. My mom calling us like, "Hey, we gotta go with my buddy. It's like, on last catch." I took every worm that was left in the box, put it on a hook, threw it out there. Caught the biggest fish of my life. Still have not beat it to this day.
Pretty amazing too when you think about it. Didn't get any Division I offers except the one, and Condon didn't have any.
With the 8th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Los Angeles Angels select Christian Moore, a second baseman
Christian Moore.
from the University of Tennessee.
The University of Tennessee, I thought he was going to the Red Sox. So now the Red Sox have to choose someone else.
We got some Angel fans in the house tonight, and we certainly have perhaps even more Christian Moore fans. Talk about a guy that is easy to embrace and like. Christian Moore is that guy. He put on an absolute show in his career in Tennessee and shined on the biggest stage in Omaha.
Kept rising upwards through the spring, started maybe in the second or third round. It seemed like every couple weeks you hear he's a little bit higher. There was buzz he was going to go here or go 12. There's 30 home run potential, chance to be average to above defender at second base. We've seen the Angels take college players and promote them very quickly. The question here is it more of a 250, 240 hitter, or is it more of a 260, 270 hitter? Is he going to get to all 30 homers? That's the question. If it's 260, 270 gets all the power, he might be in the big leagues next year.
Well, Conley, we've now had a record 8 college players taken to start this 2024 draft. See what's building here. His first season perfect. Ron Washington, young guy, doesn't he?
100%. Just sit down that has a leadership, so to take the leadership. He believes in himself. And I saw him here on stage, and I even saw him at Omaha on the big stage. It was about confidence. He had it the entire time. He's got that swag. And the one thing I told him is don't let it take it away from you. And I don't think it will. He has what it takes to get to the big leagues quickly with that swing.
I'll tell you this too. I mean, what people talk about, like his approach on the field and what it is, whether there were questions about it, I want that approach.
Yes. Yeah.
His teammates want that approach. He plays fine.
All right, X, go ahead.
Christian, you hear Commissioner Manfred say your name, what immediately goes through the mind?
Wow. Like Eugene, as a kid, growing up watching this event every year. And it's just a beautiful thing. I just want to shout out my family, they over there, down there, coming all the way from New York. And a shout out, to my teammates. And of course, the GOAT sitting over there, Tony Vitello. Much love to you. Thank you for everything.
Speaking of your coach and speaking of your teammates, it's been a special year for you, winning the College World Series and now getting to this point. What has this year meant to you in general?
It's meant everything. It's been a crazy year. Like you said, winning Natty, now all this. Like I said, still trying to soak it all in and, just enjoy the moment. But it's been crazy, man. Traveling all over, experiencing new things, meeting new people. But that's just part of the journey, man. I'm so blessed to be here.
And when you think back to all the moments that you've had, hard working, determination, who are some of the influences that you've had in your life that have helped you get to this point?
Definitely, man. Like my parents, my brother, he kind of started all this for me, showing me the game. My parents showing me the game. So like I said, a lot of kudos to them. You know, always keeping my head on straight and keeping me humble. And lastly, what are you trying to show the Angels as far as what you can do out there on the field? I'm a winner. I'm a competitor. So I don't know what's going to happen the next couple of years, but I promise you, I'll get a ring for sure. It's in my blood. But go out there and celebrate. Go do your thing, man.
Come on, do we get that ring?
Yeah. Great answers for a guy that mashed the ball in Omaha. And you look now at the Volunteers in Rocky Top, the Tennessee position players drafted. Elton, Senzel, Moore, and you, Chris Burke.
Yeah, let's talk about Simo. He just got himself a college ring, and this was game one where he broke Eddie and all four states. So how about it for the first cycle we've seen since the 50s? It started with a triple in the right center field. And oh, by the way, he's facing a first rounder in next year's
Christian
draft.
Moore hit for a second single all-time first since 1956.
Down the left field line with a slider at the bottom of the zone. So he's going right center. He's going down the left field line. I love this one maybe the most. He punches the single into right field. Just an excuse me swing with 2 strikes. And then he gets to a 3-1 count in his fourth at bat. And he does something that I don't think anybody in the building thought was possible. Into a 20-mile-an-hour breeze. He hits the ball 430 feet to dead center field, 117 miles an hour.
The commissioner's back out. It's the Pirates.
With the 9th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Pittsburgh Pirates select Connor Griffin,
shortstop, first high school
in Flowood,
player off the board.
Mississippi. The Washington Nationals have the next pick.
Connor Griffin has got as much tools, if you will, as any high schooler in the country. The Pirates off a year in which they got Skeens go athlete now in high school.
So I was watching this spring. I watched him pitch. He looked like Jack Flaherty. He's way better at hitting than being a pitcher. He's not the pitcher. He's probably not going to pitch a football at all. I think he's Fernando Tatis Jr. He's 6'4", 210. Might be a double plus runner with double plus power, a double plus arm. Might be shortstop. It's not that it's center. It's not center. You can stick him in right. He'll be good over there too. The question here, you can see that 45 on the hit tool. That's the question. Scouts think, and the data guys think, the video guys think, the swing's a little bit long. Most people think it is fixable, but spending this much money on a guy that you're not sure he's going to hit scares some teams off. This could be the face of the franchise perennial all-star if it hits. Could be a guy that is seen as a bust if he doesn't. It all hinges on that. In which case, he'll probably go be a pitcher, and is probably a big leaguer as a pitcher too. So you get to diversify your risk a little bit. It's a fascinating, and an impressive young man.
All right. The Pirates are close. And they take a high school guy that has some questions. You tell me, Eduardo, as a Pirate fan tonight, how do you feel about what we just did?
I love it.
You love
The
it.
best high school band in the ceiling is really high. Look, I think right now maybe the Boston Red Sox are going, oh no, this is the guy we were looking at. There's a lot of teams that were dreaming about this kid. In 3 years, if he would have gone to college, this could have been the #1 pick in the country. That's how good he is. I think he will shorten up his swing.
So 2 guys were taken, Christian Moore and Connor Griffin for the Red Sox. You're going to have to go with someone else.
That's why I think the Pirates.
Detroit is at 11. You got next pick,
They're
Marshall.
making some news, man. They are absolutely a team to be reckoned with. We've seen it with Skeens. We've seen it with Brian Reynolds. And the Pittsburgh Pirates are all decked out in their war room. And when they were able to get the shortstop, outfielder, pitcher, Connor Griffin, and Charrington and company are all celebrating.
You've got a pep-filled
All right.
You overdid it on the loaded fries. Now your gut. It's in the gutter. Undo it.
All right, guys, I'll be right back.
So you can keep on the road. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto-Bismol. People who come to cricket, stay with cricket.
I volunteer at a bunny rescue, and with cricket, my bill is consistent, and I have unlimited data, so I can do what I love.
Unlimited data for unlimited cuteness. Smile. You're on cricket.
I earned my degree online at Southern New Hampshire University.
After I graduated, I started a new job.
I was finally able to realize my purpose and passion in life.
Pursuing my degree gave me so many opportunities to grow. Don't just think about yourself. Think about the lives that you can really change.
SNHU laid the groundwork.
I am doing what I've always wanted to do.
If I was back at the beginning, I would choose SNHU all over again.
With Lone Star shines.
It's gonna be special. It's showtime.
The greatness in the game. So, in the spotlight, putting on the biggest show of the summer. Speaking of black, Texas style. Welcome to the T-Mobile Home Run Derby, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
Roman, I will give you the greatest game winner.
The crowd will see Charlie break the rules. Be close enough to see blood.
All right, we're at 45 minutes already at 9 picks. That's insane. Let's see if we can get to 12 picks by an hour.
The day you get your clear choice dental implants makes every
10
day.
picks. If we can get 22 picks in 2 hours, that'd be nice.
I love my new teeth
30
day
picks.
because the clear choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
At Raymore and Flanagan, we offer the largest assortment of all the top
Oh, I
mattress
can
brands.
skip
Come in
ahead.
and test them out for yourself. Plus,
We're back here at the Countdown Coliseum down in Flats right now. A whole bunch of college players have been selected. And congratulations to the number 1 overall pick, Travis Bosworth. The Washington Nationals. First that's going to Department and the general manager, Mike Rizzo. They also have a good young crop of players coming. The commissioner set to announce the 10th pick.
With the 10th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Washington Nationals select Seaver King.
Seaver
a
King,
shortstop from Wake
shortstop.
Forest.
Another pick for the Red
The
Sox that
Detroit
could have been
Tigers
picked.
have the next pick.
Another early story. These guys that did not have huge profiles out of high school have all been taken to the top 10. Here's another that was a Division II school.
He was in Georgia, not a name. I'm in Atlanta. Did not hear this name. Didn't hear his name. And then this time last
So only 10 picks. 9 picks have been college players. That's the most. Guessing they'll probably be 19, 18 college players.
He's not named just after Tom Seaver. He said, I picked my parents'
All right,
name was going to
11
be a
pick.
girl, and I wasn't.
What's 11 picks time will be?
Well, his mom, Callie, was actually the biggest influence in his life. In fact, that's where the MLB dream started. He was in Houston, Chicago. They went all over to make sure that they were visiting ballparks. And he said because of that relationship, that's where it all began.
And here is one of those projected first rounders, Seaver King. They talk about his bat speed, and the word that's thrown around is elite and legendary.
Comps, people talking about Mookie Betts. You know, do you watch Mookie at all? Is there anything about?
Yeah, funny enough, like, so I'm going to Maven right now, and we're kind of trying to do swing changes right now. And the person we're watching the most is Mookie Betts right now, trying to not necessarily recreate his move, but kind of feel what he does. And you know, I think he's a good person to look up to. You know, you see him carry himself everywhere. He's played all the positions as well, and does it at a high level.
Third base, shortstop, you know, multiple outfield positions. Where are you most comfortable?
Yeah, I think my heart and soul says shortstop. I just kind of being the loud, energetic person I am, I get to influence the game almost every pitch there. So that's kind of where I feel most comfortable and where I can be an athlete and be myself.
14 home runs, 15.
Tell me about your mom, Callie, how influential she's been.
You know, she's just been the one that's been with me through it all and took me all the practices and taught me at my worst. So she's just awesome. She wants to enjoy the moment as much as I do. So he wishes she was here right now, but it's not the case. But you know, it's just having her in the stands at every game and just being able to see her and just kind of refocus my energy and just become, you know, soft and comfortable has been something I've been super thankful for.
What's something you want people to know about you?
Man, I think I'm always smiling. I want to have fun. Like, I think it's just having fun is the number one priority for me. And, you know, whenever baseball is done and I'm done having fun, like, I'm okay with that. But until that day comes, I'm going to play for as long as I can, as long as they'll let me, to be honest.
He put on about 20 pounds, and then he got into a 47-game hit streak while he was at Wingate, which was just a 7 shy of the Division II record led by Kevin Pillar. Now he's 10th pick in the draft.
Yeah, and you numbers to go a little down to Wake Forest. But what he showed was as loud a tool set as any infielder in this draft. So you're going to see him run around in center field. This is a true middle of the infield outfit. Watch him organize his feet right there and throw across the plate. Spent a lot of time at third base. Plenty of arm, but the athleticism just jumps, even on a roll tape like this. So it's speed, it's athleticism, it's the hands to play in the middle of the field, the range to play in the outfield. And the exit velocity, that ball shouldn't go out, right? Ball's at like 15 degrees, gets over the fence. 117 was his max exit velo. He only weighs 195 pounds. So it's a big time athlete with a really high ceiling. Now, what's the knock? It's a little too much chase, and he hit 50% ground ball. But he can really run the bases. It's probably the best positional flexibility here with this top end dude. And the
What's the trick?
he could be damaged like Simo.
Now we're going to start lifting the ball to the pull side. I think that's where he struggled a little bit. You look at that straight track right there. A lot of balls hit to the opposite field in the air. That's great early on. But the development stage will happen in the minor leagues where you'll learn how to catch that ball out front.
How's Wake Forest doing tonight?
That's 3 out of the top 10. That works okay.
3 in the top 10 is right. So we now go 11 through 20 on our way to 30 here. The commissioner's coming out. Next on the clock, the Detroit Tigers.
With the 11th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Detroit Tigers select Bryce Rayner, a shortstop from Harvard Westlake High School,
Bryce Rayner.
north of Hollywood, California. The Boston Red Sox.
Boston Red Sox have the next pick.
It's easy to fall in love with this guy as far as you talk about athletes and the ability to play at the next level fairly rapidly, even though it's high school.
Yeah, I think another guy just like Connor Griffin, up to 95 with 4 above average pitches, but he's not a pitcher. He's confident as a hitter. 6'3", left-hand hitting shortstop with 30 homer potential. Sounds sort of like Corey Seager.
Yeah.
I don't think he's quite as broad or strong, but he has that kind of upside. He's above average.
I'm back, guys. Red Sox take Brandon Montgomery. He's actually pretty good. I'm gonna go back.
With the 12th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Boston Red Sox
Select Brandon Montgomery. He's the next Mookie Betts, everyone. Next Mookie Betts.
The San Francisco Giants. He gets a huge round of ovation here, given that he just played for Texas A&M before he got hurt.
He hits home runs. Look at this. Home run.
Should he hit right-handed when he gets in the Pro Bowl? You know, there's an advantage to switch hitting as long as it's advantageous when you're doing both. And it'll be interesting to see when it gets into Pro. Select James Tibbs III.
James Tibbs III.
Florida State.
Outfielder from Florida State.
Florida State goes back to the College World Series. They have all the hitters there. This guy looked as professional as any of them. Polished beyond belief, and had a tremendous run on the Cape during the summer last year.
I was just thinking when I was getting ready to do, I was like, he's going to say professional. And usually that's code for very polished and not the craziest upside. It's 25 home run upside, but he might hit 270 with a 360 on base, play an average right field, get there quickly. There's some questions maybe he'll have to platoon. How is he going to be against lefties? I like this. It's going back to Pope High School in the Atlanta area. Wanted $1 million. The team didn't want to do it because it's a smaller stature corner guy in high school. Really developed this year and looks like he will be a quick to the big leagues guy.
Well, you talk about development. Development is huge when it comes to James Tibbs, right? I thought as a freshman coming in, and then all of a sudden you look at the plate discipline that he was able to have behind the plate. Really good. He works counts well, understands how to be able to get to the hitter's advantage. And you got to give a lot of credit to the program and the way Lynn Jarrett was able to develop him as soon as he got there. That's one thing that he said. You got to work the counts, get in your favor, and then attack anyone and do it to the long part of the ballpark. It's a short porch and right. But still, James Tibbs was able to use the entire field, use it well, and the one thing that he has is short arms. So he can get in there on pitches inside. I love the transition. And oh, by the way, San Francisco Giants, Buster Posey has a lot to do with this as well.
Yeah, I think the thing you love about Tibbs, it's 20 more walks than K's. He's still swinging play. He's not up there to walk, but as Eddie said, elite play discipline. The challenge with Tibbs, it's 800 point lower OPS versus he's looking at nitro zone. It's the entire strike zone. Yeah, I think the only knock you would have on him is can he develop left on left. If he can, he's got a chance to be an impact everyday right fielder in the big leagues.
Why is it so important to continue to switch it? I mean, I understand you're more valuable, but if you do something so well from one side, why do we worry about
it? Just facing lefties for Tibbs. Just facing lefties for him. The left on left for him. It wasn't terrible. He hit 250, but he hit like 450 first right. It was the power more, the OPS more. That was significantly less. And you know, the lefties are only going to get better as you climb better. So I think that's the big question mark with Tibbs.
And another interesting thing with San Francisco, and I think what they knew about him is his leadership skills. I mean, it is off the charts as well. And I think players, when they see that, and Buster Posey had a lot to do with Florida State, you get a lot of inside information. And I think it plays well with Giants.
To that point, James Tibbs, already a graduate, 3.5 or 3.5 GPA, and this year's 2024 ACC Baseball Scholar Athlete of the Year. So, I mean, we showed you all the baseball stuff, but it's really important. That stuff matters. So it definitely completes it.
Yes. Almost halfway through round one. We'll take you through the entire round. Things that stand out. Guys that were not necessarily blue chippers coming out of high school, drafted early in the first round, and a whole bunch of college players and two pitchers. What else?
Well, bunch of college guys that went to big schools, performed on the big stage. I think we're seeing with NIL the portal, the best players are gravitating to these handful of teams with all the resources. They're facing the best pitching, and when they get better, we can see it. SEC on some nights looks like low A. Sometimes in moments it looks like high A. It's much easier to translate that than going to get a guy out of the middle tier conference.
Okay, so to that point, 11 of the first 13 college guys that were taken, Major League Baseball had the chance to draft these guys 3 years ago if they wanted to. They could have come out of high school. I think it also speaks to the development process in college baseball right now. And honestly, the way that professional baseball looks at college baseball, is you got a better chance to be right. These guys have a quicker run to get to the major leagues. We're seeing it. 4 guys last year are already in the big leagues. I think it's an even better selling point for how good the college game is right now.
Yeah, I think the physicality too, like the weight room piece of this deal, like these guys are ready to handle the grind of a full season physically because of how much these programs have invested in their strength and conditioning program. Like that is a must on a college campus to get onto the field is you have to invest in the weight room. And you look at these players right here, like these dudes look like big leaguers in their uniform.
Yeah. We've done a whole bunch of stories on Alabama's football weight room. You go to Mississippi State, Tennessee, any of these places, you feel like you're in a better place than most major league facilities have. I mean, it is something you can't miss on. And it's not just the SEC. They're all caught up. We need good gyms. We need good cafeterias. We need good libraries. We need good weight rooms in college baseball. And they are getting it. All right, so one of the state got off the book, James Gibbs. We see the Florence guys. Tennessee. Number 14 selection will be the Chicago Cubs. And the commissioner is set to walk through the door.
The 14th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Chicago Cubs select Cam Smith, a third baseman from Florida State. The Seattle Mariners hit the next pick.
There's a guy that was like a top 100 prospect in 22 and said, I'm married to Florida State. Like he's going to Florida State.
The question out of high school, he didn't face a ton of velocity, and he is a really big dude. He was playing shortstop. He's 6'5", 225. He's a giant dude. He's now playing third. Third is a question, but he is really quick for his size. He can definitely play right field. He might play third. There is 30 home run potential here. The question is, he had a big, long swing, a lot of strikeouts as a freshman. As a sophomore, he severely cut down his swing, made a lot more contact. He'll have to go somewhere between those two. Is that one of the first?
Look at it.
What body?
Where's the graphic with Kyle's name on it? We got it more now.
They're not getting me. And I'll tell you this, you see that number 24? I inherited it. I gave it to him. I said, here, take number 24. And he ran with it, man. He's been so good, Berkey.
So that's why you race. Okay. Let's talk about Cam Smith. It's his biggest impact as anybody in this draft. So the 90 percentile likes to be number 112, right there with Katz and Condon. Did most of the damage in the air to the backside. If you're getting tacky with the swing, the bat tends to get behind him. The barrel's in the zone early, but sometimes it's late. He's got hammer power to the backside.
All right, guys, sorry.
The ground ball rate is
The 14th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Chicago Cubs select Cam Smith, a third baseman from Florida State. The Seattle Mariners hit the next pick.
There's a guy that was like a top 100 prospect in 22 and said, I'm married to Florida State. Like he's going to Florida State.
the question out of high school, he didn't face a ton of velocity, and he is a really big dude. He was playing shortstop. He's 6'5", 225. He's a giant dude. He's now playing third. Third is a question, but he is really quick for his size. He can definitely play right field. He might play third. There is 30 home run potential here. The question is, he had a big, long swing, a lot of strikeouts as a freshman. As a sophomore, he severely cut down his swing, made a lot more contact. He'll have to go somewhere between those two. Is that one of the
Look at it.
What body?
I can't hold. Where's the graphic with Kyle's name on it? We got it.
They're not getting me. And I'll tell you this, you see that number 24? I inherited it. I gave it to him. I said, here, take number 24. And he ran with it, and he's been so good, Berkey.
So that's why you race. Okay. Well, let's talk about Cam Smith. It's as big as impact as anybody in this draft. So the 90 percentile exit at 112, right there with Cax and Condon. Did most of the pitch in the air for the backside. So if you're getting ticky-tacky with the swing, the bat tends to get behind him. The barrel's in the zone early, but sometimes it's late. He's got more power to the backside. But the ground ball rate is a mix, 52%. And most of that because the bat's behind him. Now, here's what's interesting with Cam Smith. Kylie talked about how big he is. Can he play third base? Similar to Condon, it is a big third baseman. Can he stick there? That's a question mark. And then the ground ball rate, only 16 home runs. You know, basically a juice ball era of college baseball. If he hits it in the air more, it's a 30 home run kind of impact.
Most outstanding prospect, Cape Cod League last summer. That's a big statement. And that was Cam Smith, most outstanding pro prospect in the Cape Cod League. Seattle on the clock when we come back.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi. Things are looking up. I got symptom relief. Control of Crohn's means everything to me. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi is the first IL-23 inhibitor that can deliver remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And Skyrizi is proven to help deliver long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur from Crohn's disease.
Now's the time to ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi. Learn how happy could be saved. Across hometowns big and small, we play the game with our own special flavor. Because only here are the best seats in the house. Found in lawn chairs and lazy rivers. Where future stars hone their craft. Where the bad boys are also good boys. And teams have their very own roller coasters, Ferris wheels, and islands. Because only in minor league baseball can you experience the game you know and love like this.
Mom?
Welcome to the Credit Karma. Here we monitor your finances and alert you to changes big and small so you can enjoy less stress and more peace of mind. Simply scan your screen to experience Intuit Credit Karma for yourself.
You never forget your first Oreo cookie.
The day you get your Clear Choice dental implants changes your struggle with missing teeth forever. It changes how you eat, how you feel, and how you enjoy life. Because a Clear Choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
Hearts, stars, horseshoes, clovers and moons, unicorns, rainbows, and tasty red balloons. Good luck catching me in the charm world.
Where'd he go?
Lucky charms. They're magically delicious.
Welcome back to the 2024 MLB Draft, presented by Nike.
Seattle Mariners are on the clock as we continue now from the Cowtown Coliseum here in the Stockyard area of Fort Worth, Texas. It's been a fairly dominant SEC, ACC, but of course, Pizzana going number one.
With the 15th of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Seattle Mariners select Durangelo Sanchez, a switch-handed pitcher from Mississippi State. The Miami Marlins have the next pick.
I'll tell you what, if you were going to get drafted, it was a good idea to come to the draft. Yeah, because all these guys are getting their names called. This is such a cool story. He pitches with both hands. Whether he continues that is a question, but he's done it so far.
So he gets the Mississippi State as a guy that can get over 90 both righty and lefty, but he's better righty. As a freshman, he'll run up to 95, 96. Right-handed is more of a matchup lower slot lefty type guy. Late this spring, I show up at the SEC tournament, a couple series before that. Scouts are walking up to me saying, "Hey, I saw Durangelo a couple weeks ago. He's at 96 to 99 with 3+ pitches. Like, this is taking a jump." And I'm like, "What do you think happened?" They go, "He stopped pitching lefty." I think that, and you need to simplify it. Go from 4 pitches to 3, drop the lefty. It's a thing you could do later. Like some of these two-way guys, it's a thing you could do later. It might be better that he doesn't do it. He's being drafted as a right-handed pitcher. He just has the option to do some other stuff later if it happens to work out.
The one thing with Simpson too is we see the right-handed stuff is better. The left-handed stuff isn't better. No, I mean, I don't think it's anything that you immediately scrap, but as the season went on for Mississippi State, we started to do it less and less and less from the left-handed side because the right-handed stuff got more and more and more. We talked to him, but he came up here during baseball tonight. This was a switch-hitting shortstop out of high school. He just happens to throw with both hands, too. He was a shortstop. He has pitched 140 innings total in college, draft eligible sophomore. You want to talk about upside? Start focusing on only right-handed and pitching. That's a whole lot of upside.
140 innings, not only with one hand or one arm. Right. We'll get Berkey's thoughts in a second. Here's X.
Durangelo, you had an opportunity to hear your name called. Obviously, it takes a moment to soak in, but how exciting is this moment if you can put it in words?
I would definitely say only awesome, really excited, especially came here all the way from Curacao, and to be able to be in this moment right now is pretty awesome, especially doing my whole family is here, so it's more even excited, and even to share this moment with them too.
That's amazing. For some of the people that don't know here, you throw with both the left and the right hand. Can you give a little taste of how you got to throwing with both arms?
So my dad is a catcher, so I always want to mock my dad and always joke around with him, saying I will be way better than him. And it's something I always forget my glove at home on purpose so I can use his glove so I can throw from the right side. And one time he just grabbed a ball, would screw in the ball, and let me throw the ball in a tire, and that helped me from the right side. And now I'm here.
That's amazing, man. Now, if Seattle gives you the opportunity to choose what you want to do, would you like to continue throwing both or pick one?
I will continue to do both.
And last one for you, the biggest part of your journey that's helped develop you to get to this point. If you were able to talk to some kids and be able to tell them what's allowed you to get to this point today, what would that be?
Always believe in yourself and always put God first.
I love it, man. Congratulations. Go do your thing.
Remember, KP, you saw him and called this game in the Little League World Series in 2016.
Yeah, he was doing this. I remember they had to run him out a different glove at that point. Well, how do you do that? It's got 2 thumbs, 6 fingers. The fastball up to 99. Kylie talked about it. Continue to get better as the season went on. And this is all from the right-hand side, which is primarily what we're going to show you. Sliders have a chance to be good over time. The changeup's actually a really good pitch, too. He should control it very often, the right-handed hitters, because he was more fastball slider righties. I do think he starts to use the changeup a little bit more, especially when he's facing righties on the right-hand side. Here's a combination of the fastball and the changeup. You can see a changeup high spin rate, but the passes from the side allows him to do that pretty good. I mean, listen, man, the guy threw 50 innings his freshman year at Mississippi State at an 8.10 ERA. This year goes 90 2/3 with a 367, punches out 113 in those 90 2/3. What he did in 1 year, essentially the first year he was a pitcher, was a massive jump, and there's a chance it can continue to go.
Yes, the story there was the dad was a right-handed catcher. He threw lefty. We don't have left-handed catchers, so that's how we learned to throw righty.
It's pretty incredible when you think about what he's been able to do, but his name alone is a combination of his mom's name and his dad's name. So his mom, Julina, was the fastest softball player to come out of Curacao. His dad, as you mentioned, Michelangelo. So both of them combined together, both talent and in the name. Plus, 5 years old, he's been best friends with Ozzy Albies, who's also from Curacao.
We say this every year, the most underrated part of starting pitchers is how good athletes they are. This dude is a premium athlete. It's 3 real pitches. Think Marcus Stroman, think Clark Schmidt. It's a huge riser. And correct me if I'm wrong, the Mariners have had pretty good luck with college pitchers lately. The Mariners taking Senja, it's got a chance to be a home run.
They do pitch well in the Pacific Northwest, no doubt about it. So we go from Seattle, the next pitch, the southeast. We go down to Miami, the Miami Marlins, and here comes the commissioner, Rob Manfred.
Back, guys.
The Miami Marlins have the next pick. I'll tell you what, if you were going to get drafted, it was a good idea to come to the draft. Because all these guys are getting their names called. This is such a cool story. He pitches with both hands. Whether he continues that is a question, but he's done it so far.
So he gets to Mississippi State as a guy that can get over 90 both righty and lefty, but he's better righty. As a freshman, run up to 95, 96 right-handed is more of a matchup lower slot lefty type guy. Late this spring, I show up at the SEC tournament a couple series before that. Scouts are walking up to me saying, hey, I saw Tarantula a couple weeks ago. He's at 96 to 99 with 3+ pitches. Like, this is taking a jump. I'm like, what do you think happened? They go, he stopped pitching lefty. I think that maybe you need to simplify.
And then he won the high school home run derby at T-Mobile Park. Good fell move.
So the high school freshman, high school sophomore, this was like the guy. Connor Griffin, Bryce Trainer, these had all been the dudes for a long time. Coming into this spring, everyone on Orlando would go basically right here where he went. The spring was not good. He got more spread out. The swing was not conducive to full power. It was more opposite field, ground ball, line drive. He started correcting that at the combine, was hitting missiles again. Now he's 19 on draft day. He's a right fielder. He's back into a corner in terms of profile. This guy has performed for multiple years. If you throw the spring out, we've had guys like this. James Wood was the guy that had a bad spring, but still had the same tools. That's what happens sometimes when you can make an adjustment. He's aware the adjustment needs to be made. He already started making it. Can Miami tease the guy out here?
The family's home base was in Tampa Bay. The Jazz was in the Forest Gym for about 2 decades, so it's not far from Tampa to be on the other coast of Miami.
It's not, and this is a bit of a surprise pick, Carl. PJ Orlando was expected to go toward the end of the first round, maybe down into the comp rounds. But Miami got a deal on him, an underslot deal, to be able to spend more later. Now, we have to understand this strategy. The Marlins don't have a very good farm system. And so to go out and get a guy like Orlando and perhaps spend a little more of that money to get higher talent players, high school players later on, is something that Peter Bendix in his first year as general manager is going to be doing as they try and get back out of the basement of the National League East.
Good story about him, too, because you grew up in Tampa Bay. His favorite player was Sam Fold, who now runs the Phillies. But he would put on a cape. You know, Sam Fold would be like Superman, diving for balls. So when he was a kid, he wore a cape imitating Super Sam Fold.
You know, it's an interesting pick. Similar weather. I feel like the Marlins are banking on the hitter they saw last summer more so than the hitter they saw this spring. I talked about Kingston, the former head coach at South Carolina, which is where Orlando gets into. And he talks about the type of personality that could be the face of a franchise. Like, this kid will knock your socks off in an interview. It's a big personality, huge power. And like Kylie said, just because it wasn't a great spring doesn't mean he can't be the kind of guy that everybody projected him to be. Yeah, there's a shot that it's 30 home run power. And like I said, this guy has been the guy that's been performing for a long time. He also did this thing that typically we associate with Riley Green.
Motion for life.
Design a training program.
Tampa Bay is next.
Yeah, we got a couple pitchers on there. Cam Caminiti, we thought was in the 11 to 15 range, maybe 18 to 20 at the latest. We're now getting into the latest. The suspicion then becomes, well, is he getting floated to somebody's second pick as a big offer come in? Trey Savage, another guy that we've been talking about for a while in this
We're
right
getting to that high school shortstop range too. Like there's a whole list.
Yeah.
With the 18th pick of the 2024
MLB Draft.
the Tampa Bay Rays select Theo Gillen, an outfielder from Westlake High School in Austin, Texas. The New York Mets have the next pick.
So there's been some injury concerns, like you mentioned, Texas high school kids again. At one point in his career, he was thought to maybe be the best bat coming out of high school.
Well, we said shortstops are about to go over the board. He played high school shortstop. A lot of people think he might go to second or center field. They announced him as an outfielder, so they're telling you what they see him as. He can really run. To me, today, this is the best high school bat in the draft. Like, if you're talking about hit tool, Theo Gillen is the best high school bat in the draft. Texas committed, and not shocking the Rays went for this one because it's a bat you can dream on.
Yeah, this is the guy that, again, a lot of people look at Bryce Rainer. He doesn't hit. Connor Griffin, even more concerned, doesn't hit. Theo Gillen, everyone's like, this guy's going to hit. 55 is a little conservative, so people throw 70s on that. But then you look at the power, it's a little more 15, 20 homers, second base, center field. He also hasn't really played the outfield before. We think he can play there. Some people think the arm might not even be a 40. We'll see. It could be a Johnny Damon type thing. I'm not worried about it. If this guy is a plus runner and a plus hitter, and he's a good athlete, and he can really hit, and he's got some pop, like, let's not try to complicate this too much. This guy's a really good player. And the last couple times, Tampa Bay might have surprised us a little bit. Carson Williams, Xavier Isaac, two of the top 50 prospects in baseball. They got a good track record taking high school guys.
They do.
You know what I love about this is Tampa Bay identified the athlete. They saw him playing shortstop. The best player in high school, where does he play? He plays at shortstop. But immediately they're like, look, you're an outfielder, and we're going to develop you as an outfielder. And that's one thing that Tampa Bay has done well internationally and also domestically.
The pivot is here. Unlike the NFL draft, where you have that guy that's supposed to be going in the top 10 and he just slides down, it's really important to make the case that these guys may be sliding down in order to get more money, as opposed to being drafted in the first round.
You usually look at the teams that we think save money at their first pick, took some guy a little lower down the board. They got a lot of money left. They might have the hammer where they can say, hey, $4 or $5 million to get you to this pick, and they can move down whoever they want. We don't know what they're doing, but that could be happening.
And Kyle was talking about it a minute ago when the Brewers made their pick. The difference between the Brewers' slot value, 17 at $4.5 million, and that 30th slot value is about $1.6 million. And so that's where the moving around really comes in. It's one of, honestly, my favorite things about the Major League Draft. I don't know if I like it as much as I'm a player all the time, right? But right now, it's one of my favorite things about the Major League Draft because this is where the chess game starts to come in more. And then how are you going to use it later? And some of those deals may already be cut.
So the Mets have the next pick. As guys that have been through this, does the city that a player is drafted in eventually New York, big market, is that something that's considered early in this process? Can they handle that type of environment?
I have worked for the Yankees in the past, and they would say, we don't draft this kind of player. The ceiling's not high enough. He wouldn't actually play for us. Like, that becomes a factor. And then also, big personality, multi-sport guy, he's a former football quarterback. Oh, this guy could probably handle this. Like, it comes up. Sometimes it's a big factor. Sometimes it's just a thing you talk about.
I think it's more from the team.
All right, we'll see what.
For the most part, players are tickled to death to be drafted by whoever. They don't spend a lot of energy thinking. They might have a feel for their agent, who it might be, but there's not a high preference. But I think for the teams, it really matters. And I think these college teams, those big-name franchises want some of the big-name college players because they played such big stages with a lot of pressure. I mean, the pressure in college baseball, social media, it exists.
Are we past the point where you can get somebody who, if you were a potential playoff team this year and you dreamed on this guy could help us in September? Are we past that in this draft?
Yeah, that's in the first 6 to 8 picks usually. Those guys are gone.
And they're one. Okay. Throw more strikes. Chris Cortez at Texas A&M's got stuff that you can put in the bullpen right now. It has to be thrown over the zone. We're not going to hear his name today. I don't think Chris Cortez go in the first round. But if you want to find somebody that can, that's one.
Thanks for being the one. Commissioner coming out. Here's the Mets pick. 19.
Here we go.
With the 19th pick
of the 2024 MLB Draft, the New York Mets select Carson Bench, an outfielder from Oklahoma State University. The Toronto Blue Jays have the next pick.
So there's a whole bunch of guys whose last names start with B. Burns, you got Benj, you got Brecht. They go with Benj here. A really good two-way player again.
Really like him. This is the guy again that has had Tommy John surgery, pitched in college. He's a good pitcher, third, fourth, fifth round kind of guy. As a hitter, you're watching the big leagues, kind of Colton Cowser. He might be able to play center, probably more of a right fielder. There's above average power, above average bat to ball, pretty good plate discipline. Some scouts think that there's a couple little adjustments with his stride angle and things where you can unlock even more. And when he puts away pitching, does he then take off? That's the theory here, is you might have an above average everyday guy.
Yeah, I think with Benj, you look at it, you can see it in the clip. He dives, and so he can get jammed, but he can also use the backside of the field. And it's big time impact. Now, it's a ton of ground balls, too, so that's why you don't see the home run numbers. But
18 home runs, 64 of them.
Yeah, and you know, the thing that stands out to me is his hard hit rate, right? That's one thing that he really does consistently well. And we're going to take a look at the video right here and see exactly how good he is with the wide stance. Consistency says it all for him. He just puts that foot up and down immediately, and the back gets into the zone really cool now. He also does not pull the ball as much right now, but he has great power in all parts of the ballpark. And I love this as a young player. I remember seeing Christian Yelich when I was coaching with the Marlins, and I said, wow, when I saw his video here, I saw Christian Yelich as well. To see the glimpse, a guy that understood that he could still learn how to pull the baseball. There's a lot left in Carson Bench, and the Mets have some work to do with this kid, but the talent is all there.
And that comp is how lean he is. Like, this is a college player that you still feel like has another. We talked about the weight room earlier. Jim still looks like he's got 15, like Brayden Taylor last year. Still looks like he's got another 10 or 15 pounds. It looks like Sean Green used to look like. That's exactly right.
That's a good. The other thing about Benj, and Kylie talked about it, like he was a big part of that pitching staff. And for the most part, it was back into the bullpen this year that moved him into his starting role late. The fastball doesn't play great. I mean, its average is 93. It's not bad, but it doesn't play great. The off-speed stuff does play great. And so if you run into a situation where you're going to put him on the mound, you essentially can be a bullpen guy down the road. You're definitely not going to try it now. I mean, I think it's hit right now. But he was a pretty effective pitcher at the collegiate level, a very high level.
How willing would an organization, the Mets in this case, be willing to even think about pitching?
I think in the case with Connor Griffin, with Cags, with Benj, it is a nice thing to have. We saw with Bryce Eldridge in last year's draft. That guy was a second rounder as a pitcher, and he's going to hit. He's hitting while he's probably a big league hitter. And if it all falls apart, then we got something to do with him to go put him back on the mound. That's how most of these guys will approach it. It'll be 2 years before you think about it.
Sorry, Golly. Interesting note on Benj. What are the numbers that teams like to look at in zone with? Like, how much do you swing and miss in the strike zone? This is as low as any of these hitters. It's right there with Caglione, only 9% of the time. Average is 13. So it's a high bat to ball rate. Extra time. He has chased enough to where he's pushed out some, but I think you look at that end zone whip and you say, man, if we can elevate the ball, get him to stay behind it a little better, like his home run days might be in front of him.
And the theory from teams is end zone whip is the thing you cannot teach. We saw that graphic that went up earlier. He's got a lot of plate coverage. His nitro punish zone is the whole strike zone, and we think there's a little more to unlock in terms of power and get the direction just right. He's already showing you the stuff you can't teach. We can teach the other stuff. That's the theory.
That's the hope. All right. The Blue Jays are on the clock. They had high hopes this season. They're reportedly being asked about Guerrero, Bichette, etc. We've seen other organizations realize it's not going to happen now. We may have to move a couple of guys. You mentioned Crochet with the White Sox. Where would the Blue Jays be given what's happened this season and the impact it has on tonight's decision, if at all?
There's 3 ways of looking at it. One is to ignore it and just take the guy you like the best. The second would be we're going into a rebuild. Let's take a high school guy. It's going to take a while because that's going to match up with when we're going to be good again. Or it could be we need to figure out a way to be good next year. Let's take a college guy that's going to move quickly. I have heard all 3 of those kinds of guys being considered at this pick, and it is very contingent on who gets here. So now we don't know who the pick's going to be, but we've seen a couple teams pivot on what we thought they were going to do. Right. The guys they liked didn't get there. It's very interesting to see how they handle this. In the same way Kansas City, where they're going to do a different thing because of how good the team is this year.
All right, look towards the stage. Here comes the commissioner again with the Blue Jays pick.
With the 20th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Toronto Blue Jays select Trey Yesavage, a right-handed pitcher from East Carolina University.
Trey
The
Savage.
Minnesota Twins have the next pick.
So we had four big pitchers. I mean, Savage was one of the four.
Yeah, Burns and Smith were consensus 1 and 2. Yesavage, I think, finished a little bit question marks because of the lung issue that last started to be moved down a little bit. Some people had Sanger moving over, which is what happened. And so now I think Yesavage did the damage further than people thought he would fall. I think this is a 2 for Toronto. The theory is that you're going to get at least a Michael Walker, an above average stuff, or starter that can do some stuff for you. Can they tease out a little bit more? That's the question.
I mean, from the draft eligible, the collegiate guys, he was either 3 or 4 this year, depending on who you talk to. So if you're trying to get him at 20, you feel pretty good. For Yesavage, it's a fastball into the low 90s. He didn't have a start his freshman year, and then primarily all starts the next 2. Look at release point, and I think this is really important. Hagen Smith is about 5 feet 5 inches. Yesavage is like 6'8", 6'9". It's a massive difference. The angle that everything's coming to home plate. The splitter got added a few years ago. Austin Knight's a pitching coach at East Carolina. And because of this arm angle, he went to Yesavage and said, they're going to do this when you get into pro ball. Why don't we do it now? Let's get out in front of it. The slider definitely plays. The fastball plays. But
20 picks in almost 2 hours.
Real pitches.
Got 10 more picks.
The reality is there's not as many of those guys anymore. Yeah, I mean, Moore is the lower 3/4. They're going to drop down a little bit. Trey Yesavage gives you a little bit different look and a very good collegiate track record the last 2 years.
It reminds me of Dan Aaron, that high release, straight downhill, and the split pairs perfectly with that release point. Callie said it, like, we need to get better next year. This is a guy that is going to be a quick mover. He's as polished as any of them. It just might not be as loud and as high a ceiling. But he got a chance to be a big league.
And the polish came quick because he was playing football until he was about 14. Then he went to a baseball camp and he started throwing darts. And he decided baseball just was a good idea.
Yeah, I think he made the right decision. When you think about his background, too, he's from another small town, Morgantown, Pennsylvania, population 4,000. Spent a lot of time on his grandma's farm, 100 acres, in baseball, old bat, tennis ball. Get to know a little bit more about Trey Yesavage.
On the mound, they've got their ace Trey Yesavage taking the hill. The stuff is outstanding. Strikeouts if you want, you're going to get them.
Describe to me, like, why baseball kind of stood out the most to you.
I actually grew up liking football the most, but I know I had the best potential, or the greatest potential in baseball. And after my freshman year of high school, I told my mom I wanted to potentially play college baseball, and took me to a little showcase. First time I was ever on a radar gun, and it all took off from there.
If you were to go back and talk to like the high school version of you, or like 9th grade, 10th grade, and be like, hey, like you got a chance to get your name called draft day, what would you have thought?
I wouldn't have believed you. I really wouldn't. Like, I never thought I'd be in this position, in this seat, but I'm very thankful that I'm here.
Can we talk a little bit about your splitter and just like how you learned it, like how much you own that pitch and how that evolvement came about?
So I started throwing it 2 years ago. Just something my pitching coach recommended, and started throwing it. The grip has changed 3 times, I believe, but this year I found the grip that was right for me and feels comfortable to throw, and I love throwing it in 2 straight counts and seeing guys swing and miss on it.
You talk about growth as a player, but probably your biggest growth mentally, everything that you've done over the last 3 years.
I would just say having the conviction and confidence to trust myself on the mound. It's really paid dividends for me, and that I can go out there and be one of the best pitchers in the country.
Well, Trey told me you can kind of look at the evolution of his mentality through just his walk-up songs. He started his freshman year with some country, fun, shoot from the hip for songs, and then Sad But True by Metallica. KP, I mean, he went from some fun, kind of enjoying himself, and he talked about how he was lethal just shooting down hitters.
Well, yeah, maybe it's time to go back to the country right now, too, given what our setting is right now. I think, and we talked plenty about Yesavage as we were going through it. Berkey talked about it just a minute ago. Once you get past, I think, Smith and Burns, and you can argue about St. John, you can argue about Yesavage, but the reality is Yesavage is probably more polished right now than St. John is. Stuff may be a little bit different, but he's definitely more polished. He may have the ability to go through the system pretty well. And he has started at a very high level for 2 straight years. I think you got to be thrilled at this spot to get it.
Yeah, and also these kinds of guys in free agency at 4 starters, you're not excited about that. They make $15 million a year. That's what
you need. You need 4 starters.
Yeah. Everybody wants optional starting pitching. That's what he's going to be in short order.
You can have a huge music collection too with that money. You want huge music collection.
Vinyl, yeah, CDs.
With the 21st pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Minnesota Twins select Kalen Culpepper, a shortstop from Kansas State. The Baltimore Orioles have the next pick.
Team USA 2023. Team had Caglione, Leonard-Holt, Montgomery. Culpepper led that team in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging. Led that team.
So scouts look at this guy, they see a big arm, and they see sort of an average-ish runner, and they immediately think third base. You then go a little deeper, you look at the numbers, you pay more attention. He looks like a shortstop, and he's got great bat with the ball, puts the ball in play, has the Mexican feel, but the theory is because of his in-jump, because of his sweet spot percentage in the ball 10 to 30 degrees. A lot of teams look at those sorts of things.
All right, so almost at the 22 pick, that'll be picks hour.
They got recruited out of Memphis, and we talked about kids that are overrated. He did not have many options. Credit to Kansas State. They saw as he was a switch hitter in high school. They're like, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to bat right-handed. And if you listen to us, we think we can develop the bat. And started out at third base, and now he's playing shortstop, and now he's a first-round pick. And, you know, Carl, you've done a nice job of kind of detailing that throughout the night. This is another one of these stories of guys just hanging in there and developing, and now being first-round pick.
You know what's really cool about this is he's not afraid as a player to hit with 2 strikes. He works the count. He's not afraid to get chance. And I think as he progresses through the minor leagues on his route to the major leagues, he's going to understand how to be able to attack him early and still be able to protect with 2. I love the at-bat that he had in game 1 of the Supers against UVA. At one point, he was a little frustrated, waggling the bat a little bit. All of a sudden, he comes back in the 8th inning, and it's a completely different at-bat. Making the adjustment, working the count, then taking it the other way for a big hit.
I don't think the Arkansas Razorbacks like him too much either.
The whole regional didn't like him. He hit for the cycle in the first game of the regional. And then against Arkansas, he goes deep off against Smith, who only gave up 4 all year.
Next, we saw a lot of emotion.
Yeah, Kaylin, let's talk about some of that emotion that we got to see backstage a little bit. The emotion that you're making us feel right now, too. What's those emotions feel like? I mean, when you look back at the journey that I've been through, I mean, all those hard times, all the adversity I've been through, it just means so much. This is the result of it right here. I mean, all my family back there, you know, they all understand how hard I worked and just what it took to get here and all that. I'm just really happy. It's full of excitement right now. That's amazing, man. I think obviously you're hearing the support here. A lot of people understand what that feels like. What have you learned most from that adversity that you're talking about?
I mean, just being myself, you know, staying confident to who I am, remember where I came from. You know, I thank my family for that. They did a wonderful job of, you know, raising, you know, me and my other 2 siblings, and I just take pride into that, and I'm just so happy to be here right now.
And for you, what are some of the skills that you're looking to show the Minnesota Twins when you get that opportunity to first go out there and do it for them?
Well, I can do everything. I can do everything on the field. You're going to get a dog out of me, and I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to start my journey.
And how we celebrate tonight?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to the family about that one.
Congratulations. Go celebrate, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Motion. Let's take a look at the game. The game with Culpepper we talked about kind of came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden Team USA blew up and became a big time contest. Played shortstop after going to third base, and it's one of the best arms. Watch him turn this double play. That ball's hit slowly, but that's the arm that can finish off double plays. The bat has emerged. It's almost as many walks as K's. There's an awful homer off Andy's fifth. You might have heard of him. And then the emotion. Right? This is the guy that led Kansas State. Who can struggle to even make the postseason to a super regional, almost to Omaha. It's a bat that's good enough to play at third, but I think if you can stick in the middle, you got yourself a real big one.
At this time last year, I was joining all the scouts watching Collegiate Team USA. two best guys on that team, Stephen King and Culpepper, rotating at shortstop. Now they both come off the board. And also, let me just say, the last 3-4 minutes, what the hell, yeah.
You know what's really cool about this? We've seen a lot of collegiate players come through this first round. But how many minorities have we had playing college baseball drafted in the first round, and many more coming to get drafted? Look, guys, the reality is simple here. College baseball has done a great job of being able to identify, recruit these minority players, and they're starting to show up at Division I baseball, something that was lacking for a long time. The fruits of the labor are showing up on God.
And the Major League Baseball, they really put a huge emphasis on that. There's the commissioner of the Orioles, 22.
With the 22nd pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Baltimore Orioles select Vance Honeycutt, an outfielder from the University of North Carolina. The Los Angeles Dodgers hit the next pick.
Well, you talk about the postseason. Vance Honeycutt did everything to carry Carolina to Omaha. And I think the way it's described, this is the biggest feast or famine type guy in the draft.
If you're watching this as a casual fan, you may not know this. This is the most notable pick in the first round. Because A, Honeycutt is the most polarizing player in the first round. B, I ran this thing by a couple teams picking in this range, and I go, you think Baltimore would take him? And they'd say, oh, don't let Baltimore get him. They're going to figure it out. Don't let Baltimore have him. The other teams are clicking on their boots right now. Here's a sales pitch. Teams that don't like Honeycutt think he might be like a 230 hitter that will never hit for average. But they still thought about him in the first round because he might hit 15, 20 homers, steal 30 bats, and is an 80 grade defender. He might win Gold Gloves in a year or two. That might be Christian Pache. That might be Mike Cameron. There's all kinds of different tiers of this. Baltimore, this has worked out for them before. They've taken guys like this and figured it out. He is a big leaguer. Is he going to be a big caliber hitter or is just a runner and defender that puts the ball in play? Could be an all-star. We'll see. There's like a wide range of
He found the hit tool in the postseason. He figured it out.
Yeah, he definitely has a touch gene. If you love him, he's George Springer. Like, that's what he can be. It's a high-end, high-octane athlete that loves the moment. Field basis, he can do everything on the baseball field. The fear, it's the highest K rate in the history of college baseball to go in the first round. He struck out 224 times in 3 years. I said Weatherholt struck out 82. Like, that's your – so there's a lot of swing and miss, but it's also a ton of damage with world-class center field. Yeah, world-class center field is right, but yes, total package, right? A lot of home runs, a lot of stolen bases, dynamic when it comes to being able to play this game. And in big moments, this guy came through. Yes, it was against Florida State again. The power shows up. And yes, it was in the College World Series. I'll admit it, but it's the big moments that he's able to do it. When you need the power, when you need the clutch gene, he has had it. When it comes to stealing bases, he also does it really well. He's done it since he got into UNC. He can steal second, he can steal third. He's got a really good grasp for it. And anywhere around the wall, if it's in, if it's back, he makes a dynamic play, clutch gene defensively as well. Vance Honeycutt, man, you're right, darling. If the Orioles figure it out, he's a dynamic player.
The College World Series all over again. We got 8 teams, 4 from each of those 2 conferences. If you're in the big game,
Some of the most brilliant minds in business. No, not you. Or you. You all track business income and expenses with QuickBooks. You pay all your employees easily and accurately. And you have a business bank account with market-leading APY. Get a full picture of your business on one platform. Intuit QuickBooks. Now get 70% off for 3 months.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24.
We're
Gamers can play as their favorite baseball team, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Rated E for everyone. With boneless wings this good, it makes no sense to still be a boneless tonight. Oh, you'll believe it.
What? It's superhero day at school.
Lego with Lego.
USAA? You weren't in the military? No, my grandpa was. He passed membership to my mom, then me. Huh. Yeah, if your spouse, parent, or grandparent serves, they can pass it to you.
I'll check it out.
USAA.
To you. I'll check it out.
USAA, the military community and their families.
What are you doing, Anna?
Working on my dating profile. Want to see? I think that's me.
Nana, how do you sleep at night?
On a Tempur-Pedic mattress I got at Mattress Firm. It's got cooling technology, so now I sleep.
Match that Mattress Firm. Sleep at night.
They don't pick until now. The Dodgers on the clock at number 23. Apparently the front office is made their selection, and that means the commissioner's coming back up.
With the 23rd pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Los Angeles Dodgers select Helen Lindsey, a shortstop from Hardy High School, Wauchula, Florida. The Atlanta Braves take the next pick.
Tremendous athlete, quarterback, defensive back, and obviously a hell of a baseball player.
So the funny thing here is when we talked about Baltimore, if they get Honey and all the teams are scared they're going to figure it out. Lindsey's a guy that has faced 90 plus like a handful of times in his whole life. I asked him, he's like, I've seen it a lot. He's like, like 4 or 5 times. And teams were like, we're not sure he's going to hit. We haven't seen it enough. And now they're like, the Dodgers, we didn't. Oh, no, the Dodgers like we're scared now. So if you watch him play defense, just watch him move around, walk around, swing. It looks like Trey Turner. He's an 80-grade runner. He's a fantastic athlete. He can play short. The swing is a little bit rough relative to these other guys we're talking about. It needs a little bit of work, but all the stuff that you can't fix, he doesn't have any of that stuff. It's just a little rough. I went to go see him specifically in Florida because I heard he was going to go real high. The swing is fine. The components are here. You can work with it. It's natural at shortstop. It's a great kid. He's very coachable. The new age stuff we're talking about now with the force plays, the explosive athleticism stuff you can't see, it's one of the best in the whole class. Yeah. So the Dodgers here see a premium ball of clay that does all the stuff you can't teach. They think they can teach him the rest.
And actually, the swing is fine. He does not get loaded almost at all, right? You can see just kind of that drift and the hands really narrow. And again, the Dodgers are as great as anybody at working with swings. If this kid learns how to separate and actually get behind the ball, like the rest of it's there because it's probably the best of the athletes in this shortstop group from a running standpoint. The question is, can he add impact with the bat?
I'm not worried about his offense because he'll have time for that, right? That'll come. The separation, will come. What I love to see, though, in that video of him fielding the baseball was the way he funneled it. And for a fast runner to be able to have that footwork in the middle part of the infield and that control, funneling the baseball and separating the baseball from the side, that's really impressive at that age.
I think a lot of scouts went in and saw him this year, and they thought it was just the guy that put the ball in play that ran real fast. And then the more they sort of drill down, they're like, oh, this guy's going to go in the first 30 picks. Like, everything's impressive here. And again, the things we can fix about swing mechanics, however, I talked to one team that sort of swing guru, and we're like, just stick him in the cage, turn it up to 100, leave him in there for a month, they'll figure it out. They kind of fix themselves after. Well, don't hit him with the ball. He's swing at the pitch is throwing 100. Yeah.
He comes from a family of Florida Gators. Is there any decision still for somebody that gets picked in the first round between college or the money?
Not here. I went to Wauchula. It feels like you're in a swamp. It is really heavy humidity. But
they developed. They're really good players.
Did you see his reaction? His reaction would indicate he's going to be a doctor.
We're going to
I think, these college recruiting classes, you put them together in the top ones, there's a chance that if you're right, you're probably going to lose a few.
Yeah.
got to think Kevin O'Sullivan in this one. As the season went on, he's probably not going to be a Gator.
Yeah.
Given that reaction, I think that's probably going to hold.
And Sully's got some NIL money, but he doesn't have $3.68 million. He went to Xavier Isaac if he had that kind of money.
We talk all the time about athletes, and this is another one of those multi-sport athletes. So you got these guys still left. Caminiti's the one guy that's still in the room tonight. Everyone else from that room have had their name called. So Brecht is a sort of a sleeper pitcher out of Iowa.
Caminiti is the one guy we didn't think had a chance to get here. I know San Diego loves him. If he gets to 25, they're going to pick him. I think Atlanta's on him too. I think this might be one of those over slot, let's get him down to our pick kind of guys. He's the guy that's the impact potential here. You didn't look at Brody Frack, Waldschmidt, some of these other guys. There's some works and teams have different opinions. Caminiti, every team likes this guy. He's going to go off the next couple picks. I'll be curious to see what the bonus is going to be.
I'll tell you this, if you saw Brody Brecht on certain days, Brody Brecht would have gone in the top 5 picks. I mean, the stuff is that good. The consistency wasn't, but again, like St. Jim, he's only played baseball full-time for 2 years. Only pitched full-time for 2 years. A football player before that. He got to clean a lot of. He does not throw enough strikes. But he throws 101. It's a swing and miss slider. And if you get it right, they end up being pretty good.
If you're watching baseball and you know the Braves, and there are some of those names we just showed, Atlanta's going to take a picture. And that's how they work. Then they become great. Let's see.
With the 24th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Atlanta Braves select Cam Caminiti, a left-handed pitcher from Saguaro High School in Scottsdale, Arizona. The San Diego Padres have the next pick.
That's what Buddy was saying when he was fortunate enough to find a 5-year check. It just feels right.
Like having a giant man hitting 90 at 15 years old. So we talked about the Orioles. Teams are scared they get Honeycutt in their hands. We talk about Lindsey. Teams are scared the Dodgers got him on their hands. I feel like they can't keep getting away with this. How did the Braves keep getting guys that aren't supposed to be there? Again, I'm interested to do with the bonus. Did he get here on talent? Did he get floated out here? I don't know. He shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be happening. He's also a 3rd or 4th round talent as an outfielder. Nobody talks about that. He's an unbelievable athlete, has all the components you're looking for. And if you want to ding a little bit, it's the breaking ball isn't consistently above average. He's 17. It probably shouldn't be. That'd be absurd if he could do that too.
He's waited his entire life.
The entire life of 17 years. Tears. It turned us here 94, 98. At 14,
you see a lot of this party now.
Yeah, I mean, it's 14. I'm not sure. His hands are the size of trucks.
Yes, we actually saw a photograph and proof of that earlier tonight. Yours or not. I think the one thing with Caminiti, it is really clean to home plate.
Yeah.
When you look at a 17-year-old left-handed move to home plate, I mean, stuff is stuff, and you got to have it if you're going to be picked here. But man, if you look like that going to home plate at 17, when honestly you should have just finished your junior year in high school, great classified. He's supposed to be going into his senior year. I agree with you guys. Like, the Braves got to be laughing right now that they got this dude.
Well, he talked to us on Baseball Night. Where did you hear how composed this guy is, Xavier?
17 years old. What does it feel like to be the 1st round pick of the Atlanta Braves?
Man, I'm so excited. It's incredible. It's an incredible organization. I'm just so excited to be here tonight.
What are some of the things that you feel like have helped you develop to get it to this point today, whether it be skills, whether it be things that are mental? What's got you here?
Mental training and physical training, getting in the weight room, being consistent, and just chasing your dreams hard as you can, getting 1% better every single day.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about the nerves, maybe sitting back there. You were the last one that's here that was picked. How does it feel now to have that opportunity?
Feels incredible. I was a little nervous, but now I'm just so excited to be on the next step in the journey, and I couldn't be more excited.
We'll see you in Atlanta soon, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We've seen him in 2 years, he'll be 19, 3 years, he'll be 20. That's where we're at. He is the cousin, of course, of Caminiti. So he gets to go to the Atlanta Braves, the pitching development factory.
And just another reminder, he is 17. Yeah, 17 years old when he watched this move. I mean, he hit all the and kind of talk about it too. I think athleticism is one of the things that jumps through the roof because he's a big time center fielder. Fastball's got to carry. plenty of carry. We talked about how he started watching Red Soto 3-4 years ago and figured that out. Kind of, I would agree. I think curveball and slider are fine at the high school level. It needs to get better. I think the changeup's got a chance to be really good. And already
It's the best of the three right
yeah,
now.
when you look at off-speed pitches, the changeup is the one that can play. You can teach a lot of guys spin when they get into pro ball, especially when you force them to do it a lot more. For a lot of these kids, they don't have to spin it 10 much.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not required to do it to win because the stuff is very good. He will be required to do it at the next level. But the fastball changeup combination today is outstanding.
There's a saying in the scouting world that's what they look like. Like that's what a left-handed pitcher looks like. The fact that he's here is remarkable. I think the athlete piece we talked about was Benji carries here with Caminiti just because of how many strikes you're seeing at such a young age.
This is video from when I saw him in the Atlanta area last summer. You want to feel old? I met him last summer when he was 16. They were playing Usher. Yeah, when that song wasn't out, he was not alive when that song came out. He doesn't know the A-Town style. He's got that spike grip. He's got the slider. Again, we're saying he's got the elements. There may not be a true plus quality right now, but again, he's 17. There shouldn't be plus quality. That means there'd be nowhere to go. There's a chance everything is plus. That you get a Cole Hamels, you get something like that's what these guys look like at this age. Often they get drafted at 18, 19, 21. This is what they look like at this age. You look at these grades, these are conservative. The change can easily be one notch better. The command can be a notch better. Some days the slider is a 55 or a 60. I've seen it be 55 before. We're being conservative to not make you think this guy's going to be in the big leagues next year. But he could move very quickly. He's got all the qualities to move quicker.
It's also rare that a team has signed up so many of its players for the next 28 years. He's got a real chance to play with Austin Riley and the center fielder. Like these guys are signed up for a long time. He's there for 2 years. He already knows who his teammates are going to be. And next up.
With the 25th pick
Padres are
of
up.
the 2024 MLB Draft, the San Diego Padres select Cash Mayfield, a left-handed pitcher from Elk City High School in Elk City, Oklahoma. The New York Yankees have the next pick.
like the Braves, the Padres can develop pitching. Ruben Abel is one of the greatest that we have at the major league level, so they go to lefty out of Oklahoma.
Specifically left-handed high school pitching against Ryan Weathers. All these guys get there. So while we're talking about Caminiti, he was hitting 90 when he was 14, was a guy we knew for a long time, and he reclassed. Mayfield didn't throw last summer, only faced low level of competition in Oklahoma this spring. There is a chance for plus command, a plus changeup. He's been up to 98 this spring. The curveball is average, sometimes a little better. We'll see how it goes. That's the question right now. But this, I mean, just look at this. There's a little bit of a wrist strap on the back. That might help the breaking ball if he can get rid of that. Although he had a lot of teams interested even with it. I think this guy has a chance. Again, we're talking about those Cole Hamels, those kinds of guys. Just kind of look at this stage. He's 19 on draft day, didn't pitch over the summer, but everything this spring looked right.
He's 6'4", 200. That looked like a left-handed pitcher too.
Yeah, I said I liked Weatherhold's swing. It's just aesthetically the best. Mayfield, I think, is the prettiest arm of the high school left-handed.
Honestly, if you're the Padres, I mean, I think if you got a chance to get Caminiti and then you get Mayfield, it's not bad. Oklahoma State commit, two-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Oklahoma. But from a stuff standpoint, fastball's going to live 92, 93, 95. But he's shown some 97, so you kind of talk about it. I mean, it's kind of like we were talking about Caminiti, and I don't think this is. I think you can be used to seeing this at the high school level to where the changeup is a little bit better than the breaking ball. I like his changeup a lot. Fastball's going to get arm side run. You can see it here against the right hand here. And the curveball, yeah, I mean, it looks a little high school right now. Guess what? He was in high school. So that can happen sometimes. This doesn't. When he throws it right, that really good arm side run. Yes, it was out of the zone, but you see the movement on it. He started inside his zone, let it go. That works well.
They're gonna polish this kid off unbelievably. You saw the changeup right there. Once the figure out, the righties not already struggle against that changeup.
Well, look at the reaction. The heads go down. Hand in the head.
2 seconds left.
Yankees are on the clock. The draft.
You're watching the 2024 MLB Draft, presented by Nike.
I was back at the beginning, I would choose SNHU all over again.
If you're on the fence about getting your degree at SNHU, you can do it.
At SNHU, having the support that I had really helped me understand what I can accomplish.
After I graduated, I started a new job. My degree has opened new doors that I truly didn't know existed.
All it takes is one simple step, and it can change your life.
Start your future today at snhu.edu.
In response to the trade rumors we keep hearing about.
Oh, we talking about moving? Not the trade. Not the trade. We talking about moving. No, thank you. Oh, you could use Open Door. So you're not directly to them. Easy. It's removed.
Quickly replenish electrolyte blocked from sweat. Prepare for live more.
Start your day with Nature Me and try new zero sugar gummies.
I love this place, but I need better credit.
Bad credit? You could just open a new card. Good credit. Get
Wow, I could build my credit that fast.
Nice. Everything you need to outsmart the system. Intuit Credit Card.
With so many choices across the U.S., find LA resorts even Giants fans could love.
Get your home ready for the ultimate summer during Raymore Flanagan's sizzling summer sale. Enjoy your furniture now and pay later with 72-month interest-free financing. Hurry in while the summer savings are hot at Raymore Flanagan.
5 picks left in the draft. Reminder that we have the Home Run Derby, T-Mobile Home Run Derby. That's tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Now less than 24 hours away on ESPN. Statcast edition, ESPN2. The All-Star Red Carpet Show presented by Fruititas. That's Tuesday. And then, of course, we have ESPN Radio with the All-Star Game Tuesday at 8. The commissioner out with the Yankee pick.
Yankees pick is up next.
The 2024 MLB Draft. The New York Yankees select Ben Hess, a right-handed pitcher from the University of Alabama.
Ben Hess.
The Philadelphia Phillies, the next pick.
Phillies next pick.
He wasn't a Friday starter, but he had some big outings for Alabama. Why not get into the SEC again?
So the first thing here is ERA was 5.80. Fans are going to start there and be like, why are we taking this guy? Well, he's got a plus fastball, 2 above average off-speed pitches, throws it over the plate, has the starter qualities. I heard after the fact he was actually taking his pitches in a couple of outings. I think that might explain the ERA a bit. Yeah. The traits are here. I think the Yankees probably see a guy that they can make some moves with. The stuff is shaped similarly to Chase Hampton, now their top prospect pitcher, who they took in the 4th round, has similar kind of stuff. I see what they're thinking here. I'm surprised he went this high, but I can see this working out. They have done well with this kind of guy in the past.
He had just 7 starts 2 years ago, but the numbers in those 7 starts were very good for Ben Hess. And so I think the natural thought coming into this year was there's going to be a jump number-wise. The stuff's going to get better. There wasn't a jump number-wise. The curveball's real. I mean, the swing and miss on the curveball is about 55% over the course of the year. That is a big-time number. Control wasn't real, and that was one of the issues this year. We've talked about this with a lot of college guys. When you get into pro ball, immediate, you don't have to immediately be good. It doesn't matter whatever incident's good, you're going to throw more. And you got to go out there every 5 days or 6 days, and you're going to pitch. And I think that's what the Yankees see in Hess is at his best. Yeah, Berkey, he's got the kind of stuff that I think he would say projects to a pitch or to a pick like this. But if you saw it consistently this year, you would look at this as maybe a little bit of a reach.
Yeah. Preseason, this is about where he was mocked. Like people thought he was going to be a back into the first round guy. But what I saw from him a lot this year, called a few of his games. Like he just nibbled more than somebody with his stuff. So he's constantly behind in counts. He does have swing in this stuff, but there was just a feel that he didn't trust it. I think if he gets that confidence back, the stuff certainly belongs at this point of the draft.
I wonder if the Yankees are going to try to develop a cover for him against left-handed pitching. From his onslaught where he's at right there, that is something that the Yankees might tweak and might see with the spin that he has right now with his pitches. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they develop.
That's something Yankees player development excels at, is adding a pitch, saying you only throw it in this location, it works up here, it doesn't work down here. That's why I'm like, oh, I can see that there is maybe a shape, a location, a consistency, a mechanical issue. They clearly have a point of view on this. I'll be curious to hear what it is.
And how often does that happen? Situation like this, where I mean, obviously, you're not only looking at what happened this year, but you're looking at, okay, this is what he might not do now, but we think he can do when he gets close. Something like that. You know what the conversation is?
Well, so much of it has to do with the you have in your own organization. And the numbers that you look at that maybe this other organization doesn't necessarily look at. It strikes me that this is an odd song to be playing at the end of the bottom of the draft. Do we have friends in low places? I don't quite get that.
I also think the Yankees are up to something here. Like, this feels like they've got a guy that they're trying to float. They have done this before when they took Schmidt first round, undercon because he was getting TJ, overpaid a high school guy. The rumor the last month was the Yankees were looking at some kind of wacky high school names, including high school righties, but they historically don't take high school righties in the first round. I think Phil Hughes might have been the last one. I think they got somebody earmarked already for that next step for overtime. That has a runner. Any good thing with that. They get a Braylon Dowdy's off the David of the title out of it. They're going to talk the Philadelphia Phillies, then the Astros, the Diamondbacks, and the Rangers, and we will conclude round one. The overarching stories again: college players, minority players, high class, quality culture guys, and several who did not come out of high school thinking that they were going to be the end all of baseball. And here they are having their names announced tonight. The Philadelphia Phillies, the front office has made their selection. The commissioner of manager.
Here we go. 27 picks. Only doing the first 30.
With the 27th, the 2024 MLB Draft, the Philadelphia Phillies select Patrick Norrie, an outfielder from Northville High School in Northville, Michigan.
Couldn't make the start of the competition in high school in Michigan, but he's a plus runner is a fantastic athlete. He raised out really well athletically, and a lot of teams think he's really good at hitting. The thing is, if he was kind of the Yankees, I thought they were going to take him over to high school. I'd like to tell you if I heard anything you said. This is not a small thing, but it's a high hit source. There and was there. And there is risk again from the age and the worries of high school. But the upside is that they're not throwing you. Well, clearly, if he was feeling like he just kind of threw it. That's raised.
That's the whole thing, and I'm here later. There's the other part about time before the commissioner comes in. Like, this is a culmination. It's not a lifelong thing that these guys have been dealing with, but the emotion that they show and the work that they put in to have their names come tonight, and you guys have done that, that's an amazing feat. That's early in your life to have that. Yeah, and it's kind of cool to feel the grandness of the event, right? I love the fact that we have some of these guys on the stage so we can really get to know them a little bit, but then also the co-members, they're actually a culmination of a life's work.
Astros have the next pick.
So we're just way off the radar. Right. Before the commissioner comes up, joining him on the stage for the 28th pick is going to be Raymond Robbins. He's the Houston Astros Nike RBI participant. He's played 2 seasons in the Nike RBI League and won a Nike RBI World Series last year.
The 2024 MLB Draft, the Houston Astros select Walker Buehler, a player from Houston.
And along with that, he is a good defender. He's got an easily left arm, great hot time. There's some power, there's some bat speed, formed well. The question is he going to allow you with the bat, or is he going to do just solid, dominant cover? So I think you know, how about this? 16 to 31 base stealers. Very good. It's not just the percentage. They really try 31 times in 60 games. That's how efficient he is as a thrower. So you're definitely getting a bigger catcher. To me, he was the safest of the catchers. He was the safest to show up and be an everyday regular behind the plate. And I think the Astros got themselves a big league starter behind the plate. Yeah, this is special. When he got into the fan Houston program, I just looked at the way he was able to get some things that and look at 2022 where he had his back in his stance and he could not handle pitches up in the close. 2024 was a different story. From that 22, 23, he started matching the 24. Anything that was handing up in the zone, he understood how to be able to recognize it. It was only been lifted. And not only to the full side, but to the opposite field side. That was in one game in Miami and FIU. And that really, it raised an eyebrow when I saw how good he was on a pitch up and in and turning on it. This kid is elite. They knew he was a circle guy in that lineup, and they did not allow him to beat them. And guess what? He won the count in his favor, and he ended up beating the team.
Wilson and the only 2 other guys out of South Houston State, they were first rounders. And every time you win a Posey Award, yeah, that kind of gives you a pretty good impression. We've seen the video game that more time to fall on his. We need a little less on front. We look at the running. Similar, these catchers are similar hitting ability. They don't have all that. And it's down the road, but the Astros have had some issues behind the plate, and that's being a problem. Again, this is down the road, and that's a position they would like to solidify. Right there. I just think this kid is a
2 more picks and then we're heading off.
Yeah, and the back of ball game is still like it's not crazy high XWOs, but he gets the ball in the air about 65% of the time. So he's already optimized the ability to launch the ball. The power has increased. We got 17 home runs. Like he knows how to drive the baseball. And it was almost even off decay. So we know catchers tend to not be the strongest at bats, but like he's got a chance to be an above average hitting catcher. First round pick. First catcher too. First catcher taking this round. It's taken a while. You know, I
I think that the framing component, obviously, we talked about it in there, but there's enough offense, and we've seen stolen bases change dramatically the last few years in the big leagues. That all makes a big difference for us.
Is that a thing that organizations, because there's such a premium on framing, stealing strikes, that you're now going to try to develop catchers to do that?
Yeah, there's definitely conversations when teams are talking about trades for guys in the minors or guys in the draft. It's how much of the value of being a good defensive pitcher comes from framing, what comes from arm. There was a belief there might be a robo zone and not a lot of stolen bases 4 or 5 years ago. Now we might have a challenge system where framing might not be as important, and running even more enhances their shift away from framing and more toward the arm. And if the arm for Yannick was the most important part of it, Loma Vida and more, less good at that. We thought they would go ahead of him, but they're not. But it was one thing with one team, and I think that may be the thought process behind it.
All right, we got 2 picks left. The Diamondbacks and the Rangers, 2 picks and 2 big events. T-Mobile Home Run Derby on both ESPN and a Southcast edition on ESPN 2. And then the All-Star Game. It is going to be on Fox at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. All skis are starting that day, by the way. I'm not sure we can go too deep into that, but he's starting the National League All-Star. I heard he was the guy. Yeah, that's kind of a thing. I feel like I'm still talking about him a little bit. Yeah. We've got 2 picks left. What do we want to see back?
So we talked last draft about Braden Taylor at TCU. Yeah. Very optimized, and everything is cool and lit. Kind of working on a level. Mr. More of the catcher out of sticking where that is the guy. The question is there going to be enough catch to be more of a first baseman for the outfielder? In college, we have heard the somebody who's hard to go. Do they have other guys that have the numbers? He's definitely looking at 30. He is the interesting guy to keep an eye on. He could move quickly if this whole thing flows.
But in a copycat league, we just had a catcher. Somebody's going to play a catcher. That's how it works.
The 20th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft. The Arizona Diamondbacks select Slade Caldwell, an outfielder from Valley View High School in Joe Frere, Arkansas. The Texas Rangers have that's the limitation. The answer to it is not super. It's not going to be a 2031 guy anymore. But he's a touch runner. He's got outstanding instincts. He's an athletic defender. He's an outstanding four-straight guy. All the acceleration with his hands and his feet. He's going to get to all the power he has. And then you look at him relative to the pain snippets of the field of the guys. He's getting one to the hard. Maybe it's a cut up big pool. He's got the longest shot in the middle of the field. He's been able for multiple years. You think he wants the ball? He's having a thought of himself. Yeah, so it's up to the almost well, this is what they are. This dude loves the ball for the ball, but it's not good. But somehow, if the way he interacts, he allows you, they're able to open the game. But the people who don't go, they see the last game of the first body shot in the first period. And now you see home run, 5-8, 5 shots out, 3 to me, this is a very friendly kind of player. And the run shot is not going to be the highest, but the hit total is right behind. So the player is working out.
Here we go.
While the Rangers are the team that are on the block, we just have the Astros bring out an RBI participant. The Rangers are going to do the same thing. We're going to join Rob on the stage. It's Luis Amador. He's a Texas Ranger Nike RBI from 2020. Four teams used to be Nike RBI league as part of the Rangers Youth Academy. You think that believe me tonight, the majority is a real thing. I mean, baseball, you're going to leave thinking like, we're making strides. It's not only the minority thing, it's also the first pick from Australia. You're also going to look at somebody from Turkey. But think about beautifully when it comes down to the forward fruit, actually, let's bring the commissioner up. The 30th pick, you got the commission. We will introduce this guy, Luis Amador. The Rangers back the argument for the last 4 years. It was part of Rangers Youth Academy, and we will announce the Texas Rangers pick. Number 30.
The Rangers. Nothing more. All right, guys. Goodbye, and thank you for watching the stream tonight.